What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
some all cards face up hands, and then we'll look at a couple of Brian's hands. Hopefully, Brian punts. All right, Brian, you've got ace jack offsuit on the button. It is folded to you.
Yeah, I'm opening whatever size you want to use.
You open with 3-bet.
You can just fold. You don't.
Normally, yes. GTO world, not button versus small blind. Ace jack is the one we fold all the time, but not in this tight, not in this wider configuration. This one,
Okay.
it's ace 10 is a 3-better fold. Ace jack calls and 3-bets in GTO world. You can say that this guy is under 3-betting, and therefore you can even fold as high as ace jack.
He
So
likely is under 3-betting, but it's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We're in position, and we're gonna get to play really well post flop. So
that's what we did. I'm not going to claim we played really well post flop, but I am going to claim that we called.
We should play really
You
well.
decide if it's really well.
Okay.
King jack 6. He bets right into you 77.5.
He just, when he comes out, he leads into me. It's just not really any need to. I just don't think you have to continue here. I mean, you have the ace of diamonds. There's some good turn cards, but I mean, I guess I'm happy with floating because we have backdoor straight, backdoor flush, and I can float here. I mean, sometimes maybe we're ahead of his absolute, like, out of his 3-bets that are like bottom of range 3-bets, but like ace 5. But otherwise, you could just fold or you can call here if you want. We're not super deep, so I would err towards the side of just folding.
Right. Bub says it smells weak to you, and Bub, that's because of the size?
Yes.
Okay.
This board, I would bet bigger in his shoes.
Okay.
But what he's doing is standard.
Yeah.
I mean, this is very standard. Just 1/3 pot on a king high board and a 3-bet pot. I mean, it's pretty standard.
But here you can see all the draws, right? There's 7-8, Jack 10, Queen Jack, or whatever. There's a lot.
Well, we have no idea. We don't know if he's we don't know yet, but his stats look like kind of reggy, so I think that he's going to be picking the normal size more often, and just knowing that a king high board is just going to be a 3rd pot c-bet.
At 13 hands, his stats are because they're not out of whack, they're meaningless. If he had of 90 here, they'd be meaningful.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm saying we are closer on the side that he's likely more reggy than he is a giant fish or a whale that's just opening way too many hands or playing too many hands.
And my reasoning for the call here is that at 1/3, when they bet 1/3 size, that's when you have to start thinking about backdoors. At half pot and bigger, backdoors are, you need direct equity. He's gone that small. The 3-bet makes it more of a fold. The ace of diamonds means that I can wreak havoc later. The 81 big blinds makes it a little harder to wreak havoc. But all in all, I call the 7. We get the 6. He checks.
Okay. I think a lot of his shit that just stabs, we actually have some like semblance of showdown value against. Because he still has hands like Queen Jack here, Queen 10, Jack 10. All of those hands we're ahead of right now.
Yep.
We are behind Ace Queen. I don't think Ace King checks a ton here. It can check. We're not getting Ace King to fold by river. I think you can check for showdown. If he checks again on river, what is his range that checks here? He has a lot of shit that just stabbed and now is checking. And
he's got pairs under the king.
Yeah, and he's got his under pairs. I mean, you could start to apply some pressure to those hands now, like with a small bet. And then but I mean, that's a decent sized bet. I just don't really want to jam into his range is the problem here. So I would prefer to target the part of his range that doesn't contain any kings, and I don't think we need to put all the money in to make those hands fold.
And we don't need to put all the money in at once, but we're going to bet 20 and then we're going to have to jam to get those.
Yeah. But I don't want to
feel like doing that.
I still don't want to jam it. I think that he has enough hands that aren't like, I don't think we're getting King X to fold. So if we're not getting King X to fold, we don't need to jam. So I'm saying, and I don't think we need to jam to get all the other hands to fold. I think we go like, somewhat small on turn here, like 15-ish, and then we go pretty big on river, but it's not a jam, and we save ourselves a little bit behind whenever
Gotcha.
he has a king X hand that's
So we
checking.
bet, so we bet 15 here, pot goes up to 69. We've got, we've got, 69 left. We
I
don't
guess
jam,
it's
we bet half pot. We bet, half pot plus.
I mean, we don't need to go that big to get, 10s and 8s and stuff like that to fold.
Let's
So
look at what the sizes are, and then we'll move on. So you want to bet 15 here. So the pot, when he calls, the pot goes up to 69, and you will have 69 exactly left after betting 15. What do you want to bet on the river?
when I think more about it in this stack depth, maybe we do just jam, but I'd say I just still like, I'm not targeting king to fold, and I don't think I'm getting a king to fold. So I'm just gonna bet, I think you can go, I would go 15 here, and I'd probably go like 40 big blinds on river. And I say I probably get 10s and everything else to fold for that size. I don't
And
think
what
I
did he fold? He
Who knows?
folded ace five.
Ace five, the hand that
It was ace five. We didn't need to bet. Then again, if he bet the river, we weren't going to bluff catch him. So we did choose to win the hand. Because if we go
might
check,
have,
check,
or
if
we
we
might be
check,
turning
check,
it into a bluff.
yeah, check. I think when he bets the river, it's, when he bets the river on a blank, I don't think I bluff catch him. Also, it depends on his size.
Yeah.
We'll see. If it goes check, check, it'd be great. So we did that. All right, up next.
Would you be selective with bluffs on the river? Like, I would obviously go with a flush draw set complete. Like, we have a diamond, we have a spade.
Yeah. Diamond is mine. And because the diamond is mine, I have to also say that the straights are mine. So I'm bluffing so I'm bluffing all the completed, I have all the draws. Since I don't have any draw, I have all the draws. Yuck. All right, bub. Here we go. Don't look. All right, bub. King 9 suited.
I can look. Okay. Yeah, we can raise, I guess.
We open. Big blind 3-bets us.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time I would fold this. I think with King 10 suited, I would be more inclined to defend. Yeah, but this guy seems to be very active with 3-bets.
Yeah, seems to be. Let's see what the real number is.
I don't
Found one.
mind.
We found one. Again, short, small samples.
I don't mind a 4-bet. And I would 4-bet to 24 or something.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at this one. My instinct is that King 8 suited folds, and it's King 9 suited is where we start paying attention to something. Definitely King 10 suited. So let's see what that really is, because I don't know it by heart. So there it is. There's our raise. Big blind goes there. And okay, so against the button, we are even, as this late, it's even King 8 that we call it. King 7 is where it goes away. Put us here, put us in the hijack, and this is gonna end this 3, and we're gonna be much tighter against this big blind. Yeah, we're folding out the King 9 here. But when we're on the button, assuming that he recognizes that, King 9 doesn't fold, and he only goes to 11 instead of 13. So I took the call. You were going to go for the 3-bet. Your theory of 3-bet is not bad, because King 8 does it and King 9 does it a sliver. So if doing it here can't be a mistake. All right. So we do this, and you get this miserableness. All right. And he bets a third.
Yeah. So when I said on the last board, I felt like the bet sizing, I know it's pretty standard, but there I felt like that's weak, and here it's not weak. So I would just call once.
Yeah. Our hand is marginal, which makes it an easy call, but we have nothing resembling a backdoor. And if we get a king, it's good, but against his most natural hand, it's still not good.
Yeah.
So I think we haven't lost enough money yet, but this
We'll
is a
call.
situation. Yep, so we call and we just hope
It-
that for a 9 or check, check. Great, check.
He slows down.
Love it.
All right. I would not turn our hand into a bluff.
So
My reasoning is I think he can still have hands like that we beat. Pocket eights, some
king,
maybe
queen.
king. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like this.
Yeah.
I would just check.
We check back. And then we hit gin.
Bink the river.
We bink the river.
Wonderful.
All
Wonderful.
right, we're folding now, right?
Now, and he bets 17.
Hmm. So I would give him a hand here like pocket tens, jacks, queens for value,
Yep.
and some busted draws. So I personally like raising.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go too big.
Right.
Mm,
What?
something like
So
45, something like this.
he's capped, right?
Yes,
So
in my
this bet,
opinion.
this bet is either bullshit or yeah. I mean, I'm kind of in between on the raise size here. I was thinking about just putting a lot of money in, but I don't know if I like putting a lot of money in on this. I think that I don't know. Are we ever getting call? Are they ever calling a raise with like queens here?
Well, they're not calling a big raise with queens, and they're not calling a big enough raise with the weak ace that chose this line. So I think to get called, we're going to have to be small, somewhere between click and 2 click at the most. That's what I think. And then you decide, is it worth reopening it for that little money? And I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. But that's the decision, there is the risk of reopening. So Bub, what's your exact number? So Bub is going to raise here. What's
You
the
guys had 45.
45? So you're going to go just under 2 click. Okay. And I go bigger. I go the full size, and he's going to fold, and that's never going to work. All right. Too big.
What did he have?
We're never getting
He's
called.
a lot of bullshit. I was gonna say
Doesn't matter.
that's the thing though, is he's a lot of bullshit and we're
He
not
does.
getting called by like queens. I just don't think that we get called by queens and jacks often ever.
So
Okay,
then you
but you can
expect
still get
that?
called by a weak ace, right?
Right.
If you don't go too big.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what size I want to use for that. I'm thinking probably close to a little bit smaller than what Scotty did. I think I
Yeah.
like the 40 better than I like a
I think just click and click plus 40. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, these are spots where I hate trying to get an ace to fold.
Yeah.
Like these are spots in general where like I just hate trying to get an ace to fold. So it makes me want to just go bigger, but I'm kind of in between. I don't know. This is close. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah, I like 40 probably.
Okay. All right, Mel, you have ace 10 in the big blind. Ooh.
Um, okay, if this would have been against one player, I would have gone for a re-raise. I don't like flats with offsuit hands,
Mm-hmm.
but I am guilty of doing it a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think we can just call and reassess on the flop because why? I don't know.
Well, because it just feels like our hand is too good, it's just too high up. Now, in reality, ace 10 might be folding to the high. Ace 10 is right at the bottom of the high of calling the hijack. I mean, I'm going to call the hijack with ace 10, but I'm not calling him with ace 9. So it's a
Yeah.
zero fee thing. I could fold it. So let's take a look at, let's see how bad our instincts on that. So I'm going to use the wizard because he went 2.5. So hijack 2.5, big blind just straight up there. Yeah, ace 10 is right at the bottom of that. So if you add in a call on the button, I think we fold the ace 10 because we're out of position against 2 players. Yeah, but
We
against
do.
the small blind where we're in position, that changes it. This is different. We we have a little bit of this. So the fold is not a mistake here in GTO world. And I kind of like playing this way. I think I like this. I may have made the mistake. Yeah. So against the button, the ace jack. Yeah. So against the button, when we're out of position, the ace jack doesn't 3-bet as much, and we don't have any nonsense in the ace 10. So let's see what we did. I tell you this, I didn't fold it because this is off of a VPIP filter. So I did the worst. I did the worst of the three. All right. And you were maybe making that mistake so you could find yourself here. Good luck.
Yes, definitely. I will find myself
All right.
in this situation.
Yep. Jack to you.
We're going to check.
Yep. We check. We get a tiny bet. We get a call.
What? Okay. Somebody has a queen, but what is your credo? We haven't lost enough money yet.
No, slightly different thing. In a multi-way pot, my credo is the Joey voice in my head. In a multi-way pot, if two people are interested in it, one pair isn't usually good by the river. And I don't even have top pair.
You can
Yeah.
happily fold down.
I can just fold.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
villain 70's calling range is generally going to be like, he could have some
Queen
10x
drop.
you're ahead of, but he also can have a lot of queen x. He can have just a lot of hands that have a ton of equity, and it's fine to throw away second pair against that
I mean,
range.
but every ace and every 10 helps us.
It
So
does.
we do have
Except against
two
the king
more
jack.
10s,
Yeah,
3
aces.
aces.
Yeah, that's true. And they are betting small.
Yeah, like we could actually technically, I think we could call.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you could call. I just think that I would take this as like, when he bets into two players, he should be a little stronger. And then when this guy calls, he generally is not just floating with air. So
Yeah,
we're
the caller is the problematic thing.
we're calling to draw to two pair or three of a kind, and I guess we're not getting the worst odds for that. It's just that our two pair is not always good. And then when he calls next to act, he's gonna have some traps there that are like pocket threes. So even our three of a kind is not super comfortable if he starts to pile money in on a 10.
Yeah. This hand. So if you're gonna call it, if you're gonna call a 10 here, 10 jack has got so much more going for it than ace 10, even though
Not really.
jack 10 loses than ace 10. No,
It's
because
the same amount of cards that help us in the deck.
no, because when we get a jack or a king here and we pick up our straight draw, it's a gut shot. With a jack, we can pick up open-ended.
Yeah, but we also, when we do pick up jacks here, we can get coolered a decent amount. And then when we hit, I mean, I don't know. I guess you're right. When you are open-ended, I just wouldn't put too much emphasis on that, you know?
Right, but I'm folding, but I'm clearly folding this one.
Yeah.
And in this particular case, good fold.
Yeah.
In this particular case. All right.
So he had a bunch of spots like this the one time, and I kept on hitting on the turn, and I'm like, oh, I would have won the pot. I'm like, yeah, and I folded every single time while I was way behind. I'm like, so there's nothing wrong with my fold. I was way behind. I ended up getting lucky, and it's like, whatever, who cares?
Yep. All right, here we go. Next hand. Don't show the whole cards. Here we go. You got ace 8, Brian. Against
this is a defend. If this is I guess this is a defend if you're showing the hand.
I defended it. Let's find out if it is a defend. His size was, he does the 2.5, so we got a clear 2.5 from the cutoff. And it is sliver fuck.
Yeah, I'm not defending it, but yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
Let's see if I at least found the raise version. Now, on 22 hands, a 43-29. That's like whatever. I don't think that that's enough to alter it. And I didn't even find the raise. So I think this is just a mistake. As played, let's make some mistakes. Here we go. What would you like to do?
I check, and I'm very happy to just check fold.
Checked. Okay, well, he doesn't let you.
Okay. All right, we turn equity. when he checks back, what is his range? He probably has a decent amount of showdown value that checks back.
Mhm.
This is one of the things where I like don't really want to try and like compound my mistakes and start blasting. But I'm actually okay with checking again here, and I think a decent amount of his showdown value starts to bet, and I'm happy with check raising it.
Okay, so you want to compound your error that way. I like that.
Well, I think that that's a
Well-
better way to make it fold than it is to just go bet. I think it's better to check raise turn than to versus his showdown value like his 10x that starts to stab here.
You are double gutted, but you're
Yep.
double gutted to the super ignorant end of one of yours. A jack, yes, gives you a straight, but ugh.
Well,
So
if he
you're gonna
calls, if I check and check raise him, I think that he doesn't have a ton of kings except like they're calling.
Right.
But okay.
except for king 10. So
Yeah, which I already
I go the
reviewed.
other way and decide I'm going to go 2 streets straight up to try to get him to fold. That's what I'm going to do. So there's our bet. There's our call.
This is something I've been working on is just checking one more time and
Right.
just putting in check raises. Well, we bet and
I'm gonna do it, right?
we are now gonna continue. We
Yeah.
need to get I think the best hand he has a lot of the time is 10x. A lot
Yeah.
of his weak queens are 2 pair.
Mhm.
So I don't think he checked a ton of them on the flop.
Right.
So I think we are just targeting 10x and we can probably go, 17, 18 big blinds. I'd probably go 20 big blinds to get that to fold.
Right. Oh, I really did not go hard enough on that. I did not go hard enough. And
Oh, you got it.
what did he fold? 10x. Bad
Yep.
10. Good. All right.
I was
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah,
Don't
I like a
quite
little bit.
agree.
I do like a little bit bigger here for that. And yeah, right around 18, 15 at the least. This seems a little too small, but it worked. Yay. All right. Okay. Bub.
Yep.
Here we go. Ace 10 on the button to the tiny bet.
Wait, we had this. Hijack opens.
And we're
Is
not one-
ace 10 a fold?
Why it should. Let's see.
I think it's a fold. We did this last time because I asked you, I'm like,
Came up, yeah.
what's wrong with ace 10 here? And I think it's a fold.
It's a 2 big blind open.
Yeah, it's 2 big blind open, and so that's seeing is that going to stretch us? Okay.
Yeah.
But Peak didn't even want to answer us. I thought this question was so stupid that it turned itself off. All right.
Oh, 3-bet.
It's a 3-bet against 2.25. Against 2.5, I think it's going to be a fold. Hijack 2.5 button. Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. That was what we looked
Yeah,
at.
2.5. And
Hmm.
against 2.25 in peak, it's a thing. So I do not hate a 3-bet here against 2. Let's see if I make the mistake of calling. Yay, 3-bet. Okay,
Good.
We like that. All right. And he calls. Let's play it out. Go, Bub.
Right.
There's that.
I guess he's checking. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I wanna just c-bet here. I would c-bet like 5 point. Yeah, just around 5. 1/3.
All right. I go a little bit bigger than 5. We get the call. Let's have a turn that brings in equity, although maybe not even need that. All right. The jack pairs.
The jack is actually horrible for us.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I would check here.
Yeah, the jack is terrible for us. And so I almost think that if we're going to continue the bluff, they're going to have to be quite big because we have to convince him to not think the way he wants to think. Right. So we check behind because the jack is terrible for us.
Also,
Right.
there's nothing wrong with checking this hand. I mean, we don't want to get check raised here, right? We have at least the king out.
6. Let's see. Does he check to us? And do we have showdown value against other diamonds? We do. He checks to us. You have showdown value.
Not really.
Yeah. Do we have really showdown value? Well, we beat some ace 9 diamonds, ace 8. I would check here.
You beat you beat king 10 straight draw. You chop with ace 10 straight draw. You beat 9-10 straight draw. And you beat a lot of the ace of diamonds straight draw. Ace.
Yeah, but
I-
what strong
Ace,
hands does he have in
queen,
range
seven.
right now?
Us?
No, him. What's his range?
not really strong hands, but he could still have a weak queen, like queen 10.
Okay, and we don't
And
think we're getting that to fold, right? Unless we go.
no, I don't think so.
We think
Okay.
he has, we think he has he has small, medium pocket pairs that called once and draws. We beat all the draws, we lose to all the pocket pairs.
Yeah, I think we get to. I think that he doesn't have enough strong hands for us not to turn our hand into a bluff.
Okay,
Okay.
fair enough. So let's get,
Like, I just think it's criminal to let pocket eights get to showdown here and lose.
right. So so what do we need to fold out? Pocket sevens. Exactly, pocket sevens. Not even
Not
pocket.
that big. Me or Bub? It's Bub's hit.
Bub.
Yeah. If I wanted to fold out pocket sevens, I would go at least 22.
Okay, now the question is, so let's make that, so you go at least 22. So let's make it 25. Now, do you want to bet 25 here to get the pocket sevens portion of his range to fold rather than check back for free and just beat the draw portion? Which do you want to do?
I want to check back here with this
Okay.
hand.
Right, Brian, which do you want to do? And what's your size?
I want to bet. I don't think he has enough strong hands that can call me. I think a lot of his queen X bets the river.
Yeah.
I think we can just go pretty big here. I think I can go like 35 big blinds and make almost everything fold.
Okay, Mel, what size do you think you need to go to get pocket sevens to fold?
Hmm. 35.
35. Okay, and do you want to?
If I want to do that,
Yeah, do you want to? Do you want to risk 35 to get the sevens to fold, or do you want to check back with showdown value against all his draws?
I think I'm going to check back.
Okay. Good enough. Let's see which I did. And I don't believe it has to be 35. I think 25 is totally believable. I think that I can easily have a queen here that checked the jack back and now is now going for value, and that sevens will fold to.
I mean,
So
35 was a little bit of extra sauce.
yeah. Yep. And we lose to pocket nines.
See,
Go,
this is-
Brian. All
I
right.
don't want to. That was my thing. Is that what strong hands are we scared of here? I think even
Yep.
queen 10 bets river. Like 10
Yep.
is probably bets a little bit here.
Yep.
Like we just get to make everything fold.
Okay. Our score is Brian has 1, Scotty, Mel, and Bub have 0. All right, here we go. Next hand is Mel. Don't show whole cards. Here we go. Queen deuce.
Oh yeah, standard.
Queen deuce.
Is this me?
This is Mel.
Oh, Mel, you get to play a premium hand out of position.
Deuce suited.
Okay, usually I am not inclined to call here. I would let it go because there's so many other queen X that's are going to beat me. But on the other hand, there's a wee pip of 35
But also it's just he's on the button.
and he's in the button.
Yeah. His raise size is 2.5.
Scott, I have a question. These hands are like definitely 0 EV, right?
Yeah.
So
You could let him go.
do you want to take these spots? I mean, like it's fine for being more balanced because, like, if players are gonna like, yeah, they should exploit you and steal your blind more. But I don't know how much that's happening, and you really dying to get into the weeds with Queen Deuce suited for a 0 EV call.
So I'm with you on that, but it is the button, and people are really wide on the button. They really are, I believe.
Okay. I mean, if you think they're too wide, then
I don't think they're too wide. I think they're really wide. And
Yeah.
so if you want to go with your idea of let's get rid of a lot of the 0 EV ones, I'm fine if you go. I'm gonna get rid of 4 deuce, 5 deuce, 6
Well-
3, 8 5 7 here. but
I
I don't
would-
want to go two ranks up.
I
Like-
would rather play hands like 6-3 and stuff like that than I would
Okay.
Queen Deuce, just because it's so
Okay.
disconnected. It's like I would
Okay, so let's
prefer
keep the
to-
straight draws in. So let's clean this up. Let's leave the straight draws in. Let's lose 8-4, even though it's a
No.
straight draw. It's 5-6-7. It's 5-6-7. Let's lose 8-4. Let's lose 10-4. Let's lose
10-5.
Jack Deuce, Jack 3, and even Jack 4. I don't want to go this far up. I want to only shave here. If you want to shave off the ace 3 and the king, if you're saying let's lose the 0 EVs, it's like let's lose all this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Before
I
we
mean, I'm
lose
I'm
this.
okay with playing more hands that are suited and connected than I am hands that are like Queen Deuce and shit.
Yeah.
Like King Deuce, I'm okay with. You
Yeah.
make good flushes with King Deuce. Like,
So against the cutoff, it's like we'll lose these, and maybe now, since the Jack Deuce is not pure, we'll lose the Queen Deuce but keep the Queen 3. Against the hijack, if you want to do this, now we can lose along this edge, the Queen Deuce. But against the button, I don't want to tighten up that much. Me.
Okay.
If you do, how much is it killing you? But
I don't
Mel,
play this.
you
I
are
don't
going to play the
this
Queen
game.
Deuce. Mel
Yeah,
is
I'm
going
not-
to play the Queen Deuce.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's play it.
There you go.
Okay. Check.
Check. All right. Check. So he messes with our check raise idea.
Yep.
But also, this makes it easier.
Okay. He could have a 5, but I think we might have to do something now. The question is, there's only 5 big blinds in the pot. I think I would just go for like a probe, whatever. Like even if the pot is small.
All right. I think we have the best hand here all the time. And I think our hand needs protection. And I think our hand is going to get called by an ace.
Oh, okay, then 450.
Yeah, because although he's dumb to call us by an ace, because when the 5 comes in, the board is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he shouldn't call us by an ace, but I think he will. So yeah. So that's what I want to do. I want to bet. Yep, forfeit 4.5 for that reason. And if he calls me, I am fine. And he calls. Great. Let's just see what the river comes. King. That's one of the cards I didn't want to see.
It's really not a bad card.
I mean, look, if we check it over, then he might be tempted to represent the king. Also, he could have a king.
Yep.
Either way, I don't think there is much merit in trying to represent that now, also because we're in the blinds. It's much likelier that like everything until the turn we can easily represent. I don't think we can always do that with the king.
We can't, but what about this card? We have a really good card to represent here. This one.
Yeah, actually the 5.
Yeah.
Unless
What is going on here?
just the 5. Yeah. Okay, then there's 2 options. The first one is check, and the second one is we have to go for it. And maybe it would be enough to bet like 10 big blinds or 11.
Why did we have the best hand on the turn and we don't now?
Because when he floated us with overcards, and his overcards are generally an ace, just because it's an ace. And
Any
Not-
king,
things.
Not a
Any
ton of king high hands.
Not a ton.
all the
Okay.
kings, all the
That's why we
suited
can
kings.
check. We can check and call. We can check and that. Let's see. So I did go for the check.
Yeah,
He checks behind and we win, right? If he checks behind, we win.
yeah.
Yeah, it's close. He had some, yeah.
Yeah, we win.
There's-
And the reason, Brian, the reason that we don't like the king is because he plays ace queen like this, which means he also can play ace king like this.
Yeah, but that's like the only hand is what I'm saying. Is I think he has more hands like ace. I don't think he has as many king high hands as he does ace high hands that are floating.
Right. No, an ace
So,
was the thing we really didn't want to see.
yeah, no, we hate to see an ace, but we don't care. I don't think a king is that bad. Like, I just don't think his
You
it's
want to
ace.
bet into his king?
No,
Did you
I'm
want
not. What's up?
do you want to bet the river though?
I didn't even want to bet the turn. I just wanted to check the turn. I think when it goes check check, we just get to win a lot. And we get to evaluate his sizing on the turn. But I'm okay with the bet. But I'm not even saying we should. I'm not saying we should bet the river. I'm just saying like there's thoughts of like we need to turn a hand to a bluff now when a king comes
Yeah.
off. That if that does help his hand, we're
Right.
not getting the fold. Why would
Mhm.
we do it then? You know.
Well, we weren't going to. We were going to consider it. We were saying
But
what,
I mean,
we were saying, do we want to do it? And then we decided not to.
there's still like 48 combinations of kings that we can't just ignore.
Yeah, but a lot of them don't float, like don't continue. It's ace king is the main one that's continuing. It's not, and the other ones probably already have us beat, like king six suited, king four suited. All of that stuff is the stuff that calls, and it was art. We were already behind. So I'm saying, like,
Here are the
what
kings of
is?
call. All the suited kings of clubs.
Yeah,
all of
kings of clubs. Okay, so he's kings of clubs, and
Yeah, so there's-
then okay,
Yep.
that's more combos. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
more
so there's enough
combos.
of them. But I don't particularly think. But having done it, I was going to say, do we want to try to get the king to fold by representing the five? And the answer is I don't.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah,
Don't want because I think to get the king to fold. I don't think it's 10 to get the king to fold. I think it's
Yeah,
30 or
but when you want to bet here, as a bluff, I would bet like what I would bet with a set, at least. Something like 30,
yeah,
maybe
that's
even bigger, 30 or
exactly
40.
30 or 40, and I don't want to do it. Now, I love the bet on the turn though. I don't think that this guy is checking back anywhere near enough pocket pairs bigger than a six. I don't think this guy is checking back a five very often here at all on this
Well, that's what
board.
makes me think that he doesn't have a ton of king X because I think king X of clubs just stabs the flop with no showdown value.
I don't know. He didn't do it with ace queen. I don't know if he
Well,
does.
ace queen has showdown value. That's my point. Is
That's
that
true. Okay.
his aces have showdown value.
Gotcha. All right. Still don't want to bluff it, but I love the turn bet. And I made the turn bet and Mel made the turn bet. And so that's Brian 1, Mel and Scotty 1, Bub 0. All right. Up next, Brian. And then Brian, have you put your hands up?
I have most of them ready. I
Okay.
can build some. I sent them in the group. I can build a couple more while I'm.
Okay, let's do 3 more hands and then we'll switch to yours. All right. Brian has Queen 5 in the big blind.
Yeah, I guess
You're-
this is defend. We're
Yeah,
defending.
you weren't folding this one before, were you?
What's up?
Were you folding all the way up to Queen 5 before?
I don't play these games. So, but yeah, I'm calling for 2.5 big blinds.
Okay, good. There we go.
We check.
Yeah, by the way, we're folding the queen deuce to a 5 big blind open into a 7. That's 7.
Yeah, that's my point. I just don't play
that
this.
nonsense.
My
Yes.
games don't play
Absolutely.
like this.
Gotcha.
Obviously.
Okay, here we go. So you flop a queen. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna check.
Check. He bets.
I'm gonna call.
Yeah, we just call. We don't have a good kicker. We don't know that we have the best hand at all.
Check.
Turn, check. Checks behind. We now have the best hand, right?
A lot of the time we have the best hand.
Yeah, enough of the time. Enough of the time we have the best hand.
Okay.
That doesn't help us.
What is his range that checks back the turn? He can have some things that just stab the flop. He can have just pocket pairs under the queen.
Mhm.
That stab the flop. I would say I think I kind of just want to check here and let him stab one more time if he has bullshit. I'm not like dying to value bet my queen here. Yeah. I mean, we could bet small and target those hands. That's fine. I would say that he has a lot. What is his range that goes bet flop, check turn? His range that bets the flop and then checks the turn. It can contain some queen X with when the pair gets 6-6, but yeah, I don't know. I think actually now that I think about it, I think I want to bet more. I think I just want to get called by like tens or something like that. I'm gonna go like six big blinds, 7 big blinds.
Yeah. And given the absolute size of the pot being small, we certainly don't need to go 4. We can go 7. We can even go 8 and get.
Yeah, I think it just has a lot of showdown value, and we want to get called by that. So
yeah, I think. Yeah, I think betting 5 is criminally small, and I think 6, 7, or 8 are all reasonable, where I like 7 and 8 better. And then we check to induce a bluff. And now let's see if this is the guy we think is going to bluff. Let's make a decision about that. That's the other way to do it.
No,
First,
1.3.
he didn't continue on the turn, and the bluffers generally like to bluff. But if he didn't, let's look at his stats. What do we got?
He's not the person.
He's not jumping out as the person.
No, we have to bet here. I don't like checking.
Yeah, he's only got 1.3, and there's a gap between his R and his V. Yeah, I don't think this is the guy.
Before showdown,
Oh, I hate this size.
You're trying to get called by ace high.
I'm trying to get hauled by an ace. I should not be aiming at an ace.
yeah,
I mean, I
but
think he
before
turns a lot of showdown value.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay! All right.
is anyone raising the flop? Because I feel like this board we can raise with this hand every time.
No. Why?
So I'm not sure if that's just a tournament thing, but a board like this, Queen 6-6, when we have a queen or a 6, we would raise here quite a lot just to deny equity. We get called by pocket pairs that are beaten by the queen. So you can extract value on the flop by raising because they will defend some hands. Also, normally they have to defend hands like ace-10 of diamonds, ace-9 of diamonds.
I mean, I would disagree that that's happening. So in these games, I don't know. I'm sure in theory they do.
I think we need the better queen to do it. That's what I think. Let's take a look in GTO world. Diamond, spade, heart.
I mean, I just wouldn't, if I was sitting here saying with somebody had a pocket pair, I probably wouldn't raise, and I knew what they had, I probably wouldn't raise the flop thinking that I'm going to get any calls from it.
So there is your GTO answer, Bub. Yes, the queens do it, but it's the top queens that do it. And these bottom queens don't.
A little bit, barely.
Yeah, yeah, comes in. I mean, it exists.
Well, do the raise and look and see what they defend with.
Okay.
Raise it.
So we raise. Let me move you guys out of the way. We raise to 5.71. And
they're calling most of their range.
Wide.
Yeah.
ETO world call incredibly wide.
I don't think this is happening in game.
Nobody, yeah, you're not getting called by 10-9.
No.
Here.
Yeah, they're not gonna defend this wide.
They're not gonna defend 7-5.
Yeah, I think that when they call a check raise, I think you're generally actually beat in this spot. I think you're kind of filtering a range that you're behind when you check raise here.
Okay, but then if that's all true, it would be actually a great spot just to bluff raise every time, right? If you don't have anything. Because if they never defend, you could just bluff raise these boards and win every time.
Yes.
Yeah, I tend to do that a lot.
And note, and by the way, let's look at the amount of bluff raises that we have. So just looking at the raise. All right. How about ace 4 and ace 3? How about 5-3? How about king deuce? Yes, you can bluff raise all the fucking time on this board.
Yeah. I mean,
in GTO world. And that's why GTO has to respond by going, well, I guess I'm not folding.
also, yeah, this is something that I do often is check raise bluff when they take small sizes on boards in general, just because most of the time they don't have shit. And if I have even less of shit, then I'm like, I can just make you fold your bullshit. You know?
Right. So your idea, Bub, about check raising the queen is completely fine because we check raise a bunch of queens. And in GTO world, we don't check raise these shitty queens. And that was the thing that we said when we were playing it. We looked at it and we said, okay, we could do this queen, but let's not do it with the lower queens.
Yeah, I think that is also something because I studied a lot of 40 big blind pre-flop spots, so I think it's a little bit different there. But
Yeah.
we don't have to look at these because here we are playing cash game with
Yep.
100.
All right. So that was Brian. Up next is, and we saw what he had was the ace, and I targeted it, and yay me in game. Like that. All right. Ace king.
It's me.
Yes.
I want to 3-bet, please.
Me too. What size?
At least 8.
7.58 up to 9.
Hey,
No problem.
Real quick on that last hand, Scotty, I don't even know if your river bet is bad because
It's
in
not.
this wide versus wide configuration, more of his hands that have showdown value are ace high.
Yeah. It's
So
not bad in game. I targeted ace high.
yeah, I mean he's probably has a decent amount of hands that are just ace high with showdown value that check the turn, which is fine to target, you know.
Yeah, very precisely targeted his hand. I just thought in my review now that that targeting the pairs was better because I could target them at 3 times the size of this. And
Yeah, I
then
mean, one of the things that makes me want to go bigger is just that sometimes it looks like he has just turned some sort of showdown value that was a random ass stab,
Mhm.
you know, which is good to target those hands. But I mean, I don't, if a larger portion of his range is probably ace highs than hands that have any combination that has a pair, then maybe it's better to just target the ace high.
So let's define it by largest. Our bet size was going to be 2.5 times this, right? We were going to bet about 7 into here, 6 or 7. This was your hand, right? So you were going to bet, what was the exact size you were going to bet?
I think I said like 6 or 7 big blinds, so 6.5 big blinds.
All right. So if we go 6.5, that is 2.3. That's like two and a third of this, something like that. Yeah. So he has to have 2 1/3 times more aces than pairs. Not just more aces, but 2 1/3 times more. The precision of this was one of the times that he had one of them and he called.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't know if
I don't
it's.
know that that's the ratio compared.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just know he's got a lot of these highs, so it's not
Yep.
terrible, obviously.
Yep. Not terrible. And it's not terrible. And it was perfect this time. All right. Bub has gone to 8 and got jammed on.
Oh,
Just a crazy ass jam.
okay. And villain 59 does what?
Villain 59. I remember this hand. This is the worst hand I played this morning. This is bad. Villain 20, the 59 called.
He also called after you 3-bet and he's. I mean, I'm personally just folding here.
This is such a good fold. This is an obvious fold. This is
I mean,
such,
it's not obvious. It's a hand you can, if you call it, it can't be super bad, right? But I would just fold. They scream like they have kings, aces, maybe ace king suited, ace king, but that's it.
this guy. What is the worst hand this guy's got?
Queens.
Insane. And he's not insane. His
I
numbers.
think queens could be a thing.
Queens or
and-
jacks or ace king, right? You don't have
Yeah,
ace. You don't have ace queen.
no, I don't think he has ace queen.
Okay, let's give him queens, jacks, ace king, and ace queen suited. This guy. Let's give
Yeah.
this guy stupidity, not aces and kings, because that's weird to do. This guy has the following stupid hands: ace king, ace queen, ace jack, and pocket nines, eights, sevens, sixes. That's this guy. That isn't what he actually has. I remember the hand. I know exactly what he has, but he's doing a stupid thing with 5, 6s, and 7s because he doesn't know how to play them, or ace king. And look at how terrible our call becomes because of how blocked we are by this guy. This is so bad. And I called, by the way. But before we see their exact hands, so we have got ace king offsuit. This guy has a range of aces, kings, queens, jacks, ace king, and we even give him ace queen suited. That's that guy's range, right?
Mhm.
We like that. Do you want to give him any more
Nope.
pocket pairs, anybody?
No, he's not calling pocket tens.
All right,
I mean,
great. That's the Scott.
that would be, at least in my mind, pretty crazy. And
Yeah.
I even find pocket jacks very loose
Right.
in the spot.
This guy, let's say he doesn't have aces or kings to do it this way, because that's weird. Let's give him all the pocket pairs that are, the reasonable one, queens, jacks, misplayed, tens, and now let's even give him all these.
Yeah,
Just
but you still want to give him kings and aces, right?
No, this
Why
is
not?
because you want to give it to him? Okay, because they just love going 22 with aces and king. Okay, let's give him kings. Aces, I'm just saying that aces, I think aces
Mhm.
want the money. I don't think that they jam off and try to get us to fold.
Mhm.
But okay, you want me to give him a little aces? Let's give him 25% aces. There we go. 25% aces and 75% kings. All right, there's range. That's how bad it is.
Yeah. I mean, all the pocket pairs are just flipping, right?
Yeah.
That's
That's-
already a
that's
problem.
how-
Even pocket fives is not
Right.
bad
Yep.
against ace king.
Yes. Yeah. Anybody want to adjust either of these ranges? Think that these are not realistic?
Yeah, I mean, if
give
you
him beforehand?
want to give the third guy a wider range, but it wouldn't make too much
What would it
difference.
be?
You could, it
Tell me
could
what
be
you want.
ace queen or the third guy.
Okay.
The guy with pocket fives. He could have ace queen offsuit,
All right.
ace queen suited, ace jack suited.
There we go. All right. Let's run it that way.
But I don't think it makes a huge
26%.
difference, right? Yeah.
It's still terrible.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, the hands were idiot Scotty. I mean, I obviously, I put in the last two big blinds. And of course, we are up against ace king and pocket. Who cares? Totally blocked. Everything's terrible. This is the worst play of the morning. All right, Mel, let's see if you can play a hand worse. By the way, did you fold, Bub? You did.
Yes,
Fold.
I said fold.
Yeah, of course you folded because nobody's as bad as me. All right, here we go.
I mean, I can clearly show you that I called some of these spots and it never went good.
No, that was terrible. All right. You got 9. You've been raised in the big blind. You got king 9 suited, Mel.
That's a raise from the small blind.
Yep.
Would the attempt to steal stats say us anything?
Tell us something. Let's see. We got the 49 hands, so he's had some opportunities. His steal attempts are, where's the steal? C-bet, fold to C-bet. Yeah, let's look at it. His raise first in by position. Small blind. He's taken all of them. All of his small opportunities he's taken. He's only had
Only
4.
four hands, but
Yep.
yeah. Okay. I mean,
And his button, and strangely, his button, he hasn't taken any of them.
interesting.
Yeah. So
I mean, we have two options. The first one would be to see if he has anything. We can just go for 12.
Mhm.
But then we're playing a bloated pot. On the other hand, we're in position. The other option would just be to call.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not
Yep.
opposed to either.
great. I'm going to raise, and we don't need to go to 12 because remember, we're in position.
Oh,
When
yeah,
you're-
we're in position. Yeah, so
yeah,
let's do
yeah.
like 10 or 9 or whatever.
Yeah. And this time I called.
Okay,
It's like that. Here we go.
this is not too bad.
Yeah. And he bets.
What? Yeah, okay, let's I mean, there's nothing that we need to be afraid of on this board.
Mhm.
So far, if there would be a flush draw
Yeah.
on the board, I would be more inclined to already raise him now. I mean, I don't like an ace on the turn either, but I think we could also just call here and see what develops.
Yep. I agree.
Most donks are not really.
Yeah. Yep. I think the call is stronger than the raise. Folded, of course.
Mhm.
Maybe. All right. You get that comes in. He checks as we expected.
Okay. I would now go for about 7.
Right. We have the best hand here all the time. Now, all with a poker asterisk. What are we aiming to get called by here?
In the end, there's not much left. I mean, if he doesn't have a king,
Yeah.
maybe he wants to buy, maybe he has 2 diamonds.
Mhm.
Maybe he has a 4 or a 5,
Yeah.
and he's hoping for something.
Mhm.
Maybe he has like, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. What
Yeah.
else? Yeah.
Yeah. So with that in mind, and we really do want to get called, 7 seems
It's too
seven,
much.
7 seems a bit too much to get called.
Yeah. So how about 4?
Yeah. I go 6, and I'm probably going to
Okay.
get 4. And he calls. This is great. So in game, I did not think the same thing that I thought now. Calls.
Mhm.
What are we putting him on when he calls here? What's his range?
He could have a diamond flush draw. He
Mhm.
could have a deuce, a 3, maybe something like ace 5, ace 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the king is so likely anymore, because if he donks the king, he would have also done that on the turn, continue with that, but he didn't.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe a super weak king. Maybe there's like yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I think that I think when he calls here, you're right. We're on the draw side, a lot of ace 4, ace 5, and then just pocket pairs that are smaller than a king.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to keep that in mind on the river when the 7 comes and he checks.
Here's the thing. If he would have had if he would have had 4-5, he would have already done something on the turn.
Yes.
So
We
I
don't change
don't
our mind
think
until getting check raised. Right, exactly. And we say he has no 4-5 here until we bet and we get check raised, and then we reconsider 4-5. But as of now, at this moment, he has 1% 4-5. Yep.
yeah. So if we want to get, I mean, ace 5, ace 4, ace 4 is, I mean, both of these hands are going to fold regardless what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is if he has like a pair that's lower than a king, or maybe he had something like king 5, king 4.
Mm-hmm.
How much would he call? And I think we would have to go like maybe 11 or 12, maybe even less than that. Yeah.
Hello. All right, there we go. So what was the size you decided on after all of that? Because I had to step away for a second.
Maybe 11 or less.
Yeah, 11. So I think we're aiming straight at the pocket pairs, like you said. Now, do we have a strong reason to violate the Matt Affleck rule and go less than 11?
Is that a Matt Affleck rule?
Yeah, we don't bet. Matt Affleck's rule is not less than half pot in position on the river.
Okay.
And I don't see a strong reason to violate it, so I think 11 is great.
Mhm.
Let's see what we did. 14. Yeah, the equivalent of 11.
A little bit more, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. And he calls with, hey,
Excellent.
oh my, yay.
Well played.
Yay, love it. Love it. All right.
And you even got 2 big blinds more out of him.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the size in there. So love that. Okay. Mike.
Hello.
Hello, Mike. All right. King Jack on the button against the cutoff.
On the button against the cutoff, I would be 3-betting this. Let's look at this person here real quick just to, yeah, so looks decent. And then we look at the blinds and we see, I mean, I'm really not even worried about the blinds unless they were like short stacks. I'm just three betting here all the
Yep.
time.
Boom. Okay, so we did a call. Let's see how bad that call is. I hate nothing about what you just said. He went to the 2.5 size. So cutoff here, button.
What, one thing to mention
Okay,
about calling
hate my
here
play. Hate my play.
um, is also the big blind. Even if we decide to call here, I think the big blind could be one who's squeezing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Just
didn't like the numbers of the people in the blinds. They looked like they would be squeeze happy.
Yeah. All right.
What did you see there? What was the difference in that second? Was the suited kings
2.25. This is a peak, which has a slightly different algorithm, but it also has a different sizing. On the peak side, the king queen does some calling.
on the
This is
button?
with yeah,
Interesting.
on the button. This is with the rake. This is also with the rake, but to 2.5, and it doesn't ever do it. I, for a long time, have been playing no calling strategy in the field. And it turns out that I almost never called on the button because of it. I always found a three bet or a fold on the button. And so for a little while I went, let me play some buttons here in position. And I don't love that I chose this one, but I did.
Hmm. And
Now
like Bub pointed out, the big blind in particular looks like he could get a little spicy with when we just call.
he could, let's see if he does. Let's see if we get, let's see how much we get punished. Not at all. We get not at all punished. Except that we're playing multi-way with a dominated hand.
Now we do have a looks like a fishy small blind, so that can be a good thing.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Check.
Check, check to
Check
you.
next.
Um, hmm. This is not the best flop for your hand. It's a good flop for your range. And our hand is probably questionable in terms of its showdown value three ways here. I think if I had a spade, I think I would definitely like stab. But here, I think I'm just going to check behind.
All right. Notice it's not a gut shot. It's a double gutter. It's a double gutter with two of the outs not being clean.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a thing. There we go. All right. So let's see. I expect I'm going to bet this thing. Let's see. I do.
Yeah. I think betting is okay too. I
Yeah.
think it just
Yep.
my particular thought at the moment was to check behind, but
Right.
stabbing here is good.
Right. So
yeah,
this
you will
tab-
also get called by draws that
Yeah.
you actually beat.
We get called by the wider of the two.
Okay. He checks, I assume.
He does.
He's still going to have draws that aren't there yet that we
You
can beat
next.
and that we also lose to. I like my hand a little bit more in terms of its showdown value now versus one player than I did before.
And
I
against
think I
that.
check here.
Okay. We check. And the four comes. And he bets big.
Hmm. Well, then I think we fold.
We fold. We
Yeah.
absolutely fold. No question about that. And we fold to what? Who?
Yep. Yeah, he turned
Ah,
his draw into a bluff. Good job, Mr.
yeah.
Villain 56.
He was open-ended the other way. And he called it was his pre-flop play is highly dubious. His play on the flop, not super dubious.
Oh, yeah, backdoor diamonds on top. I mean,
Good for him.
Yeah. When he potted the river, I was like, okay, we just got to fold here. But if he had made it like smaller, like half pot or less, I was thinking, could we raise? But when he pots it like this, I think you just don't fuck around with it.
Yeah. Yep. There we go. And certainly not without a spade blocker.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to do another Mike, and then we're going to go to Bub's hand. So, Mike, I have a specific
Ooh.
hand for you that is not in the list. It's this one. This is a just Mike hand that I've been waiting for Mike on. All right. La 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 la
Did I
la.
not look? I didn't look.
Good. Okay,
Didn't
good.
see.
Go. You got ace five on the button and you open it.
Yeah.
You get called in the big blind like a normal person.
Okay.
This, he donks.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Donk here. And he
Right.
donks like kind of large size too. This is not your typical B33, B25 size donk.
No, it's not.
It's an appropriate flop to donk, although
Mhm.
they kind of, in theory, button versus big blind, they don't get as much donks as if you were like under the gun.
Mhm.
Uh, huh. Three bet or call. I don't think we're folding. And I think I just call. I think I just call here.
Okay.
I
And you're
would
thinking,
consider three betting, but maybe if I had a diamond.
gotcha. Okay. All that makes sense. Now, you wouldn't have thought so hard if you thought this was a classic Knuffle spot. You would have
Yeah,
just called automatically. So what is it that's cueing you that this is not a classic Knuffle? That you're still choosing the Knuffle act, you're still choosing the Knuffle action, but it was hard
no,
to
I'm
cue.
actually kind of I ruled out Nuffling because of the big blinds and his numbers. He does not appear to be super fishy.
All right. And our note is Knuffle gone wrong. 23-23 bad candidate. Clearly.
Oh,
That was what I wanted to see. But you saw that and I didn't see it till afterwards. I went Knuffle, check what side. Okay. So Knuffle or not Knuffle, what do you want to do on this 10?
so not Nuffle. I think we like in theory we can call that. I don't think we're folding because of the gut shot and the
Yeah.
overs. And then so we get the 10 and he checked. Did he check? Yeah,
Check.
checks. Oh boy. Um, his range that completes some of his man, I don't know. I almost feel like we should be start betting and start bluffing.
All right. What size?
Pretty large. B75.
Okay. So
$7.
at this moment, even though we didn't play it as Knuffle, we have done the exact Knuffle moves. Call the
Yeah, you're right. That's
bet
true.
7. Right. That's okay. That's okay. But we decided them for reasons. So I did. I bet the 7. We got raised
Fold.
and we fold. Right. And this was his hand. Pocket fours.
Yeah. Okay.
Strangely played because of this. And this was a guy who was not a good Knuffle candidate, although he bet with a Knuffle style hand, meaning
Mm-hmm.
some value, but not top of range. But then he didn't continue like a Knuffler, which is just call here and fold the river. He check raised us off whatever equity we had.
And if he's somewhat aware of your play, like if he has a HUD and he sees you as a pretty decent player, his check and raise is, I think, is a really good play.
Yep.
Just because it's going to expect you to be aggressive when he checks. I mean, I like his play with his hand. I wouldn't have gone quite so big on the donk,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm wondering if we put this into a GTO wizard that allows donks.
Right.
I don't know if he's going to have too many donks because it's button big blind, but if it was under the gun
Yeah.
versus him, I bet his play is really like
Classical.
theoretically sound.
Also, this board is actually very interesting because my first thought was on turn just go huge, like 2x pot.
Yeah.
But because there are two flush draws, right? But then there was another problem, and that is there was 8-9 and 4-5 that make a straight. And now I'm not sure what sizing the solver would choose here. But because of the board, because of the texture, probably we cannot go big.
Yep, Bob, that's exactly the reason I was thinking, do we get to go really big here? And because the 10 completed one of his like really good draws, is one of his natural hands that he can kind of play this way, I chose to kind of size down instead of going like over bet.
Yeah. So here is his donk strategy, and his donks are large. He didn't go as large as this. The 4-4 doesn't love it, but you know, the
Oh, and his donks are supposed to be over bet donks?
6.4 into, yeah. The pot is 116.
Wow, what the
Slide over
hell?
bet. Yeah, slide over bet donk.
Are you able to change this to raise from under the gun and then get this
No,
flop?
no,
You
we've
burned
I burned it.
burned a solution. Yeah.
you can burn it if you want to.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore. Oh,
Right,
wait. I guess I can burn one, right?
right. And this was, oh, and this is yeah, this is six max cash game. Yeah, here we go. Yep, six
Ah,
max.
I've not seen these oversized donks. This is the new GTO solutions, the one sizers or something.
Yeah, yeah. He's got, and he's got it with his queen. He's got queen four here, king four, just
Yeah, his 4X's and his 5X's.
right. When he goes this size, which he didn't, let's at least see what our correct play is. Our correct play with the ace five, we were offsuit.
We were offsuit.
We were offsuit.
Yeah,
We can call.
that's fine.
We can call. We can fold. Uh,
Can you also see turn
we have spade.
after you burned it, or?
I can. I can see the turn. We'll see the turn. All right. So we call. The turn is the 10 of clubs.
If
And
it
we're
were
checking.
me in real life here, I would have folded the ace five to that oversized donk if this
Yep.
happened.
Yep. That would have been better. He checks. And we, with our ace five,
Oh,
ace five off, we can absolutely bet. And let's see, our particular combo is,
it's still over betting pot.
yeah. Our combo is the spade. We're spade heart. We're the one who does it the least. We check now. Yeah, so ace five was not a bad thing to do, but not with a spade heart.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to have one of the suit.
And then your bet is an overbet.
Yeah, my bet is an overbet. We are yeah, this is a fighty fight board.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But it's not as big as I thought. My first guess was like 2x pot, something like this. But yeah. I guess that's because of the texture, what we said.
Mhm. All right, so we both sized up, which is something to see it. He chose a combo that didn't do it. I chose a combo that didn't do it, and he took the money. All right, let's look at Brian hands. All right. Brian hands. Here's the new ones. Move you guys out of the way.
I think they're. Oh yeah, that.
Ace queen. All right. I'll take this one. And raise. We will three bet this and sometimes call it. In a five big blind, when someone is raising five big blinds, I want to raise it even more than I call it. So I want to go three bet here. And I'm going to go to 45, 50, anything like that. We go to 50, great. He calls, sure. This is terrible. There, he checks. And at playing as Brian in a three bet pot, I'm going to bet range here against him and see how he responds. And I'm going to bet range smaller than half pot because I don't need to. So I'll go like about 35 here. The monotone nature of the board is not going to change that in the horse strategy. In GTO world, I should really have a heart to do this, but but the size is right. So we go 35. He calls. What's his range now? His range consists of a lot of single hearts, a little bit of slow played flushes, but not much. Not much. When he has a slow played flush here, I would hope that it was the ace high, because that's why he doesn't mind another one coming. But I think we got singleton hearts here because I do think that he has unpaired. I think he has unpaired high cards that he continued with, like king queen, like that. He has 10x here. I think that his 7x, which he has very little of, and the 5x, which he has very little of, actually folds pretty often here, even to the 35. So 10x, pocket jacks, yes. Pocket nines, yes, with the hearts. Pocket aces, pocket kings, no. Those four bet me. So that's what his range is. I'll tell you what I want to do about it on the turn. He checks. So of his unpaired hearts, I'm ahead of a lot of them. So I have showdown value here against that portion of his range. I have no showdown value against the 9s and 10s portion of his range. 9 and 10x. I think that rather than check back to try to take my showdown value on the river, to try to get to the river against his unpaired hearts, which I beat most of, I think I want to aim at his pairs, which means I have to recap him. I have to bet small again here, like 50 or 60. I still have enough money left to bet big on the river, to make sure that he raises his flushes. I think he raised most of his flushes already, but I need to make sure of it before I decide to go ham on the river. So
Are you
I'm
not afraid that there are already way too many river cards that are too hard to bluff?
no,
I mean,
no, I'm going to I want to get him to fold 10x a single paired hands. I want him to get a fold single paired hands. I'm deep enough to get him to fold single paired hands, and I get the bonus of all of his singleton hearts fold along with it. So that's great. And his, right. So we go 125. So we are not trying to recap him. We are trying to.
I thought he was already capped. I was like, he had the best hands he has right now, like jacks and queens. He can have hands like 10, king 10, queen, and jack 10 as well.
Okay, good enough. But you and I are both planning on doing this in order to bluff the river.
Yeah, I'm planning on bluffing river.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously shit changes, but you see what happens.
There's an ace comes, I don't need to bluff. A queen comes, I don't need to bluff. And a heart comes, and I'm not bluffing the heart. I might bluff the heart.
You didn't want to bluff the heart? That was okay. Well, go ahead. He called.
We'll see what he does. He calls, which is fine. I bet the turn in order to be called. I expect it to be called on the turn, but I bet less than you. Okay, the heart comes. Now he bets out, I fold.
Yep.
He bets out 20 or 40. I consider it, I think about it. But when he checks the river, now I do not, my only size that makes sense for my stack is jam. That's the only size that works with a heart, but I don't have to jam here because I can now get pairs to fold that don't have a heart in them for less than that. I can get.
That was my thing. That on river, I was like, I don't think I want to jam here.
Yeah, I don't need to jam here, even though in a balanced world, my only bet size is jam here.
I also, the turn size is like somewhat inaccurate. I think I was a little bit deeper than that because I probably wouldn't have used that size if I knew that stack depth was going to leave me at this. Yeah, I was going to be left at this stack depth.
So let's say we have 475 left, something like that. Right?
Yeah, I agree with you. But what size do you want? Like, if I was sitting here, I was like, the best hand he has right now is probably like jacks or queens. And can I make jacks or queens without a heart fold now? And I think yes.
Oh, absolutely.
So
we can make, if he doesn't have a heart, he can fold out. We could get a straight to fold if he doesn't.
That was my thing. That was what I was thinking. Is like I just don't need to go that big here. I just need to make sure that I'm never getting looked up by an overpair. So I don't want to go so small that he just can't fold because it's such a good price.
Right.
But I want to go big enough that I'm only getting looked up by a hand like jacks with a heart or like queens with a heart, stuff like that.
250 probably does it, and 325 definitely does it. So let's go.
I only went 200. I thought 200 I get.
You thought 200 does it.
I thought I just don't need to go that big. I never wanted to go like 100 because I think 100 jacks just look me up enough because there's 425 in the pot and it's like fuck it, whatever. You bet 100, one black chip. Yeah, I get called.
Yeah, he calls you ace queen. Yeah, okay. Yep, that hand makes complete sense.
I was also considering just checking the turn, but I was also like in the spot where I was like, on this board, I was really in between checking the turn or betting the turn because I was like, I have some sort of showdown value against all of his hands that are just ace-X with the ace of hearts and king, queen, the queen, king of hearts, like stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm really in between checking turn or betting turn. And I was like, the problem with when I check turn is that when no heart comes in and I bet river, I just don't get any credit from the other hands that I want to fold.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that was my thing when I was considering betting or checking was I was just like I don't get credit from a hand like jacks often or like queens often when no heart comes in if I check here.
Right.
So it's like if I go big here and on no heart river, I'm fine with jamming because I think I can probably make almost everything fold on river because I just don't think he has a set or a flush in these spots ever. And I think that even when he has an overpair, he's just not loving it. So it's like I can probably make those hands fold. I mean, he's a somewhat aware player. He's not like he's not someone that's just a total calling station. It has an overpair, never folds overpair. So I was like, I don't know. What do you think? You think I should continue?
So here's what I think. When we were talking about whether you're doing it too often, here's one where you got no signal at all that he doesn't have a heart. You have no, I mean, yeah, he didn't bet out on the river, but
I was expecting to get looked up by heart. I didn't say he's devoid of hearts on river.
Right.
I expect to get looked up by queen or better,
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So this one's not that ill advised because he had exactly the kind of hand that you expected him to call you with, and so you didn't bet 400, you only bet 200.
That's the spots I keep getting in that are like I didn't expect that hand to ever fold. I just was trying to fold at a different part of the range, and you feel like you're dusting off money because you're like. But there's a lot of times when you're just arriving in spots where you just have no showdown value, and it's like
the reason I think that this one is not great is when we described his range up to here, we put right at the top of it unpaired big cards with a heart. There were a lot of those, and then pairs.
yeah, that's true. He's got, and honestly, his like pocket nines probably fold the turn,
without a heart.
So,
And so we also said that his pocket pairs generally had a heart with them.
Yeah, that's part of my problem.
I
Was like, how much of his range can I really even get to fold a river? I'm really only targeting like Queen 10 no heart, King 10 no heart, Ace 10 no heart, and all of those hands, and then like pocket jacks and queens.
Yeah, so that's why I think the river is ill-advised. But I do like that you size down on it.
Yeah, no, I could have just been stupid and just jammed, but I was like, that's the one thing I'm happy about is I'm not just blasting in spots where I used to just like be dying to pull the trigger and then I get a bad card and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyways.
I don't disagree.
What if we have pocket kings with the king of hearts? We play
on river here?
Yeah, and because we basically get to the river the same, right?
Yeah, I probably get to the river in the exact same way. I think that on river, I probably am now only targeting. Oh, I think I have thin value in that spot. I don't know. It's pretty close because technically in this spot, like it surprises me to get floated with just the queen of hearts here this much. I expect it to just be like ace of hearts and king of hearts here a lot. So it makes me want to bet less. I mean, I kind of thought like the hands that get here that aren't a pair that have hearts in them, I expect to be the hands that contain the king of hearts or ace of hearts. So now when I arrive on river and I do have the king of hearts, that just leaves so much behind. So that just leaves only like a very few amount of hands that I can target. But then again, obviously I was incorrect that this player floated down with just the queen of hearts here, which I think is a little nuts because it's like,
right, but also what about all those paired hands what about the jack with the jack of hearts, the queen?
Yeah, I would probably go for a similar sizing on river, maybe just a tad bit smaller, like when they have jack with the heart or queen with a heart. Obviously I guess he's calling with the queen of hearts. I mean, he basically was like, whatever, if you got it, you got it, and threw his money in and called. And I was
so theirs tells you something about your answer. Is if you had value here that wasn't an ace, that wasn't specifically the ace, you were betting about this size.
Yeah, I mean,
by the same hands, by enough of them. So
those aren't the hands I'm not. Those are the hands I'm not expecting to fold. I'm expecting like jack no heart, queen no heart, all of that stuff to just fold. Ace 10x with no hearts. Like I expect all of those hands to fold, but I'm in between. I honestly think that I think a check's better on a monotone board because I think he's going to have more hands, more floats that I'm actually ahead of
Mhm.
than versus if it was like, because all of he's calling with too many offsuit broadways is what we know most players are doing, and he is one of those players. He's going to get to the flop with far too many offsuit broadways that I have way more showdown value against than I'm considering because he has a lot more than just pairs that are calling here. So I think I can bet flop and then just check the turn happily because I think I just have more showdown value on this monotone board than I do on a like a two-tone board, you know?
Right.
I think on a
Mhm.
two-tone board, I have less showdown value here, and I have to I probably want to turn my hand into a bluff a lot, but I think that on a monotone board, I probably actually have more showdown value.
Until that river.
Yeah, on the river, I
Yeah.
just fold when they bet.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
that's part of it. What I was thinking about this hand is like, did I even need to turn my hand into a bluff? Because
Mhm.
results oriented, I can look at it and be like, yeah, we chop if he doesn't pick up a heart, that's great, or he doesn't bluff me off at some point. But like, if he's floating down with that hand, then he's certainly floating with king queen, queen jack, like stuff like that, because
Yeah.
queen jack has a straight draw and a flush draw if he
Yeah.
has a heart in it. So it's like maybe I should just be saying in this spot that I'm okay with losing when he has 10x or something like that, or pocket nines, or on river when it goes check check on river a lot, I can turn my hand to a bluff then more or something like that. But just I think checking the turn's fine.
All right,
That's
Mike,
what I'm thinking.
you got ace six suited
In the straddle,
in the straddle.
we're playing 2-5-10.
Okay. About
Straddle.
2-5-10. Look, Brian, you moved up, buddy?
No, I was just playing random games. It's technically it's a 1-3, but it's a 1-3 with a permanent 10 on. So
Yeah.
we do a lot of the games I'm playing now are just getting bigger. Like they're just
Okay.
it's just a permanent straddle. So
All right. So wild guy limps. We get a
good player, very good player.
good
Not
player.
very good. I think
ISOs.
I'm better than him, but he's good.
Good. He ISOs. What would you like to do with ace six suited?
Okay, and the good player is in the big blind, you said, right?
Yes.
Straddle.
And Wild and Punty is on the button.
Yeah.
Boy, this is close because I'd like to three bet the loose ISO, but I also kind of wouldn't mind maybe playing with the Wild Punty player, so like inviting him into the pot. But also a six kind of sucks.
Well, part of the problem is that this is the same guy from you weren't here yesterday. This guy has almost no fold button pre-flop. Like he's calling off three bets with 8 deuce offsuit and stuff like that. So I'm
Which
like,
guy?
am I dying? Like I think he will just overcall a lot. And
Which will
Who,
suck.
Wild Punty or the
Suck.
good player?
no, the
Wild.
wild punty. I think he'll just overcall a lot whenever I three bet, like cold call me and just be like, I'll just be in a really shitty spot with a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I just fold this hand. Like ace 6 and ace 7 are the two hands that I just ignore. All the others, ace 5 on down to ace deuce, and then like maybe ace 9 above. I like to three bet or call or play with those hands, but ace 6 and ace 7, I just kind of ignore those hands and just dump them.
That's
So
fair enough. Yes.
I'm kind of in the fold camp here, but if we're gonna play it. And like you said, if you three bet to 120, we're deep. Holy snikes, we're deep.
Yeah, we're super deep. I'm covered at this point, and I have like 20. I started, I think, with 25 or 2600.
Then your three bet should be like sizable, like bigger than normal, just because of our deepness. Um, so if you go, let's say you go 150, you're still saying Wild Punty is like, I'm still playing. I'm still cold calling.
He like
If
generally
that's the case, just call.
that was my thing. Was I was like my adjustment for this guy was that out of position, I'm just super linear, and I was like, I see value in getting to the flop super deep with a guy like this with the suited ace. It's just like I understand that you can obviously just fold ace 6, but I'm like, I mean, if he's just gonna get in there and if he's gonna punt off and be wildly aggressive post flop a lot of the time, or just like punt off with a lower flush, then it's great to just get in the pot with him here. And I'm not dying to like, even if he does fold, I'm not dying to isolate the like one of the only other good players at the table.
Right. And I would expect the other thing that's going to happen here is if you go big and he calls, then
He's not folding.
the good player has now been priced in even out of position against two players.
Yeah, I mean, all of his pairs are calling. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep. So we get to see the flop.
And I'm not dying to have him reopen a 4-bet because he's very
Yeah, yeah.
capable with hands. He can punish me in a lot of spots. He has punished me many times for getting too wide. Where
Yeah.
because I've played with him before. He's a good player. I play with him at my normal room. This is at the Hard Rock, and I was like, he has seen me get out of line, and then he started to 4-bet me out of line because he knew
Right.
that I was isolating bad players. So he was just 4-betting me like crazy, and I had to make an adjustment and not go quite as wide because I know that he's going to be capable of doing it wide behind me because he knows
Yep.
I'm wide. You know.
So we get to see the flop. Good player checks. What would you like to do, Mike?
I'll just check.
All right, we check.
I don't stab here.
Punty checks behind. Good. And by the way, when you said that he's capable of punting off with a lower flush, I wouldn't call that punting off. I would call that getting coolered.
Yeah, but no, like I'm saying
But
with
yeah,
like a
got
3
it.
high flush. Like he's calling a
Hey,
jam.
this is good. This
Like
is
he's
good.
gonna call off a jam with a 3 high flush
Yep.
if we both get there.
Thank you.
All right, checks to us from the good player.
Yep.
And
What's the good player's range? The good player is capable of bluffing. Like, what do we think his range is?
well, I think he's going to be tighter than normal because it's multi-way, and he has to be careful. I don't think he can get too out of line.
He checks his range out of position as well.
Yeah,
But then
on the
check-
flop, right?
Then
Yep.
he checks the turn.
Yeah. Now that we got to the turn, though, I don't think
Yep.
he's checking range still.
Yep.
I think his range is really just marginal type hands, like marginally made hands and trash and junk. I think he maybe starts betting his thick value and his good draws. So this is where I would bet my hand with this ace-6 hand that we have. So I would stab here.
What's
And I would
size?
stab probably half pot to 3/4 pot. So like 90.
Okay. He also knows that I'm going to be checking to the guy a lot, even with strong hands. Like I don't know. We've played together a lot, and we went to the casino together. He is a good player, but we are somewhat friends with each other. We play in different games most of the time, but so he knows that I'm checking a lot out of position too. So I would say. So what I did was I went big here because I said he's just going to have a lot of showdown value. And he knows that I'm going to be checking a lot. I'm just going to check queens a lot to the guy that's very aggressive most of the time. So like even my strongest hands are going to be checking to him because I want him to get into the pot. So now on turn, I'm trying I'm thinking I just want to apply a lot of pressure to a hand like pocket sevens, pocket nines, pocket tens, like all of those types of hands that I can just start to put pressure on them because he thinks he's aware that I'm not going to be just stabbing wildly in multi-way.
So I think that I think he has a lot less jack, 10, 10, 9, 9 now.
Yes.
Okay?
I think he's got a lot more hands like sevens, sixes. He can have some 5x here. He can because he's going to be opening hands like 6-5.
And he can also have some ace jack, ace, a lot of stuff that that beats you and is just going to have to fold.
Yep.
Hold on, Scotty. Why do you think he wouldn't have jacks, tens, and nines here?
He'll probably start
because if he checks range on the flop, or he checks because he has jacks, that's fine, all of that, right? But it goes check, check, check. So now there are not a lot of queens out there.
Well, he is aware that I'm going to have strong hands that are checking here as well on the flop.
Yeah, but
so
this
he
guy
might not always go thin here. He can still have some. I would give him half frequency like Jackson tens, but less.
But the club comes. This brings in a bunch of gut shots to be there, and I don't think that he's checking his jack. I don't think he's checking the pairs bigger than an 8 all that much anymore. So
that's one thing, though. At this point, I know he doesn't have a queen.
Yeah. He's not devoid of them, but I think he's drained of them. I think a lot of them bet here. So I'll be surprised if that's what he shows down with. There's the bet. Wild Punty folds. He calls. And on the river, you do not get there. And he checks to you.
Considering your meta games here, I think I just check behind and not go for it because I think he'll call you wider.
That was the one thing was I was really in between. I was like, he is very capable of making calls with hand. Like he's very capable of making calls with hands that most players are just not making it with when you go wildly big. But I was like, on river here,
And you can beat some hands that he can still have here. Like he can
yeah.
have worse draws. He can have worse club draws, and he can have worse gutters. So I think you still have some semblance of a winning, some equity in the pot. I don't, you're not going to win here very often, but you still do have some.
Mike, but
Yeah.
he called his gutters on the turn. And the
Jack nine
gutters on
head
the turns are,
or there, pair.
yeah, list them. And it's like, yes, you can still beat ace. You can't beat ace
Mm,
seven.
ki-
You can still beat king seven.
Yeah, King
King Jack of
seven.
clubs.
Right. But you can't beat any of the ones here. 9, 10, Jack. All of these are a pair or a straight now.
Yeah.
All the gutters. So I don't feel so good about, I do not feel that we have showdown value here. To the
My
extent-
weird meta was deciding a size that just looks like I'm screaming a value bet, not that I'm going massive. Because he knows that I'm looking at his range like he's just
Two
very capped right
point-
now.
220.
Ooh, I went even smaller.
I really have a question here because pre-flop or on flop, I think this guy also wanted to play with wild punty, right? He's not really interested in playing you when you both know you're good players. And when he checks turn, are you not afraid he could still have a lot of traps because wild punty could bet a lot on the turn, and now he just check called against you because it's
I think that I think he probably just starts to come out and value bet on turn a lot. Like as would I. Once the wild punty guy checks flop, I don't think like a lot of his hands that he's gonna blast off with, maybe they start to blast off on turn. But I think that a lot of the time he's just not planning on doing anything, and you're now just trying to build a pot at this point. Um, I would say you're not wrong though. There's definitely traps, but I'm not taking a big size here. Like on river, if he does have traps, I'm just not taking a big size. I'm taking a size that I'm like, how do I get 8x to fold, pocket sevens, pocket sixes, stuff like that. Because I was like, if I go wildly big, he might just look me up just because I think I'm full of shit. But
So Mike,
like,
Yeah,
so Mike,
your range is just filled with a lot of like you're not going to be betting thin here with what's the best hand you're betting thin with here? Are you going to bet jacks here? You would three bet jacks. You wouldn't have jacks. Are you going to
I
bet
think 10.
10-9 here? Are you going to bet queen? Would you even call queen nine? Would you like there's
No, I
nothing you're
would.
going to bet thinly here. Is there?
The hands I would go thin with on this river would be like, well, he has seen me go very thin for value. I would consider betting pocket nines that I didn't three bet for some reason, which I think is fine to not three bet in this spot. Um,
And you would legit bet pocket nines if he checked here and you had nines, you would bet.
yeah, I would say that I'm trying to think. I don't know. Pocket nines is close. I probably wouldn't do it, but I think a lot of my 10x probably bets here. I think if I got here with like a gut shot that I had missed with, but I picked up a 10 on, I think I just have the best hand a lot, and I would probably bet. I'm thinking because I'm trying to think if I had Jack 10, I think I'd probably bet here because I would be like, I would just think he's very devoid of Queen X, and I just have the best hand a lot, and I would size somewhat small, trying to get looked up by like pocket sevens, which I know he's capable of calling with. So I don't
so,
know.
so
It's a
Is
Mike,
he
little bit.
capable of bluff
Mike,
raising
you're
your thin bets?
yeah,
Yes,
Mike,
he's definitely capable of bluff raising, but I'll let him get away with it if he does do
your
it.
your original intent here was to check back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mike is going to check back. If you're not checking back and you're turning this into a bluff, what size do you want to do?
I mean, I still have Queen X in range for sure. That's another thing though. Like
Yep,
I'm
that's
thin
what
value
I'm
betting
asking.
Queen Jack for sure. Queen
Asking
Well,
Mike.
that's
10.
what I'm saying.
Mike,
So you wouldn't three bet queen jack, or and you would play queen nine. You wouldn't fold queen nine.
I probably would fold Queen 9, but I think Queen 10 I have in range. and I think queen jack is. I think I'm okay with. I don't know. I just really wanted to be super linear when I'm three betting against a guy that's just calling off range, especially when I'm out of position. Like if I have no fold equity, I'm not dying to pump the pot with queen jack.
Right. So Mike, that's the question. So you're going to check this back, but if you're bluffing here, what's your bluff size going to be?
Uh,
The other thing, Mike, too, is this guy doesn't like to fold post flop often with pairs. He called off an overbet with an under pair on the river.
Yeah.
Like he
So
does
what
not
do you-
like to fold.
Right. So what do you want to do, Mike? You want
I
to, you
don't
want
I
to check
don't want to
back?
bluff small. That's the thing. I don't want to bluff
So
small
what's your bluff size?
because we can beat hands that he would fold anyway.
Right. So what's your bluff size? If
I,
you don't want
I
to do
guess it would I guess it would have to be pretty big because I just don't think you have enough value. Like you have to be polar. You either have to have like queen 10, hit a set of tens, or nothing. So I guess you have to go
you can have
really
jack nine,
hard.
you can have jack nine of clubs here, believably. Your queen, jack, and queen king a lot of times did bet the flop, but you're saying, into wild punting, maybe you didn't.
Yeah,
But
but
with
I
that
three
in
bet
mind,
those three flop too, though. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
yeah. So with that in mind, you're checking here, but what is your bluff size? That's all I want to know.
Pot or bigger.
Good enough. All right. So
That's fair.
the bluff was 175 and he folded it, and we don't know what his hand is, right?
He has pocket sixes. We got him to fold. He showed
All
it.
right.
He was really annoyed, and he was sitting there. He's like, I don't know how, but I don't know what's going on right now. He folded.
Yep,
But I was
okay.
like, that's the type of hand I'm trying to get the fold. I'm not trying to go
Good enough.
overly big. I don't know. It was weird. I kind of agree that maybe I just go bigger to fold out range. I just think he has a lot of hands like that getting to the river. And I was like, I just don't want to lose to a hand like sixes or sevens on river here.
Yeah. All right, skate. You have got not this nonsense. You've got this nonsense instead.
There's another hand you missed that
Oh, is there?
I
I'll
wonder
bring it
if
up.
you guys think
No, I
is.
want to put it up. Let me put it up for skate. All right, so that is what was the hand that we didn't play?
It should be try the last one there. Just
This
click
one?
click on that one.
Okay.
If not, I'm gonna send it right now.
Sure, we did this one.
Was pocket sixes a gut shot on that last hand
Oh yeah, no, this
on the
is
turn?
Yeah, we've seen this one.
yeah, we both had a gutter ball with pocket sixes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Wait.
Did
Oh,
we see
why'd
this?
you do that? We didn't play. We haven't seen this hand yet.
Oh, this is the one? Okay, let's do it. Skate. Skate, you got pocket kings.
Okay.
All right. So there's a limp to you. What would you like to do with pocket kings?
Okay. We're gonna raise it up here. Let's yeah, we're gonna raise it. Let's go like well, we're kind of deep. We could go like something like 12, 15.
Yeah,
Right? I
50.
mean, we're
So
playing this live, right?
yeah, so 4.5 is going to bring us right to about 12.5 or so, 13.5. So we go to 15 to make it easy.
Yeah.
Now, if you know though that this game here that people are typically opening to 15 as their standard size, then we can push it bigger. So if 15 is just the size that everybody's going, that means that this guy is definitely calling 15 when he limps. So we can go to
Okay.
20 or even 25, which is fine. Brian goes to 25 in this game. That's fine. Bye, Mike. See you when you come back. All right. And gets
Okay.
called, and called. Lots of calls. 3-3 deuce. Check to you.
All right. Wow, it's a four-handed, huh?
Mhm.
Forehand. Okay. Check to me. What's the best thing to do here? Well, since it's so multi-way, I mean, we can check, but I would probably advise against that.
Yep.
So I think I'm almost always gonna bet here, right? On the
Like
flop.
it. What size?
All right, let's go. Okay, so standard is 1/3. We could go a little bit larger since we did go larger pre-flop, right? So let's
We're
go
super
like
deep. Super deep.
huh?
We're super deep. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go like some like 45, 50.
Yeah, that works. Let's see. Yeah, any 35, 45, 50, and all those are fine. We go all the way
I
to
think.
50 and we
Yeah,
get one call and that's it.
up to.
And the person who called us is Nitty. So what do we expect his range is here? I think we have a very specific range on this guy right now.
Okay. Well, they did not three bet pre-flop, so I'm putting him on mostly some kind of pocket pair
Yeah.
or suited Broadway, something like that.
Well,
The suited
Well,
Broadway
well,
probably folded to the 50, didn't it? So once he calls,
y-
so
okay,
initially I
yeah,
agree. Once he
okay,
calls
okay.
I think he's massively pocket paired here. And how many threes does he have in his range?
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree. Once he calls, definitely. Yeah, since we're here,
But he's nitty.
three,
So how much 3x
three,
does he have in his range from pre-flop?
threes. I mean, the only 3x he could possibly have is pocket threes.
Yeah.
Um,
So very little.
eh,
Very little.
yes,
So
ace three suited.
ace-3 suited maybe, but nitty guys might not call ace-3 suited in that situation. I wouldn't.
Yeah, that was the only three I was giving him. I'm not giving him any other threes.
Yeah, he's got very little
true.
through here, so we are not afraid of anything. We have the best hand, and he has a pocket pair a lot, right? That's what that's going to be our simplification.
Yeah,
So
and I think he three bets a lot with his strongest pocket pairs was my thing. Not like nines. I would say like nines and tens would probably be the strongest ones I think he would have that he just calls with. And I
Yep.
think that like jacks and queens probably three bet. That's just extra information. That's my thought process there. But then he has full frequency like fours, fives, sixes, sevens, sevens, and eights.
Yep. So with that in mind,
Mhm.
he checks to you. What would you like to do on the turn?
He's nitty. Hmm. Here, well, you could do two things here. It's a heads up. You could bet check bet on the river, or you could bet. What's gonna get more value is gonna be the bet check bet, betting very large on the river, depending on the card, or just getting three streets. And I think three streets is gonna be the best answer here.
Absolutely. Because also a scare card could come on the river against his smaller pocket pairs. Every card bigger than them is a little bit of a scare. So I love bet on this. All right, what size do you want to bet?
All right, I don't know, 125 or something, or something like that. I don't even know.
I think maybe a little bigger. Remember, he's got a
Maybe
pocket pair.
larger, right?
He's got a pocket pair here, and
Okay.
like that. So I mean, he's only afraid of
One,
your bigger pocket pair. He's not afraid of your ace king.
yeah, true. I mean, we're kind of deep. Okay. Let's go somewhere around pot.
Yeah, 150 to pot.
You know what? I'm in between on this. I don't like my size, but I don't like. I'm not sure how I feel. I only go 100 here because I'm like I just never like these people don't think well enough. So like I never want like sevens, sixes to fold here. Um, if I go bigger, I think I do maybe start to get some folds from those hands just because they're so scared, and he's just that type of player.
Yeah, also,
Right.
if you keep betting big here, I mean, actually, you're also just saying what your hand is, right? Which is oftentimes not bad, but here it's very obvious.
Like
You
I
have
think
an
he has
overpair.
more. I think he has more hands that are, nines. I think he has more hands that are, fours, fives, sixes, sevens than he does hands that are over pairs to the eight. Is my thing. So I was like, I don't want any of those to fold now. So I'm just gonna go small enough to make sure all of them call. If he ever has a three, it's nice too because I get raised off now on the turn when he was calling the trap.
Yeah.
And then I can get away from it.
Yeah. So I think that we all agree that we are aimed at the pocket pair portion of his range.
Yes.
We can include fours if you want, but it doesn't matter because they're all the same. But it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Jacks, probably not queens, right? That's what we expect.
Yeah.
Maybe jacks, probably not queens. All of those cards, when they called your flop bet into multiple players, said, I believe you have unpaired high cards. That's
Yeah.
right? That's what when they called that bet, they said it. The 8 does not change your unpaired high cards, and you have very few 8s in your range. That
Yep.
here, very few. So his 6s and 7s so the only difference is that you bet again, is the second bet. So I think you can get away with 150 against that same range.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's fine. I think
But I
125.
don't think you can get away with 300. I don't
think
think you can get away
125
with
is
300 or
fine.
even 200. I think 200, you might start folding out 9s and stuff like that, and 7s, you might.
Yeah.
100
I
you
mean,
aren't, and I think at 150 you aren't. So there we go. All right, you bet
Yeah.
100. All right, it's Skate's hand. And Skate, by the way, Skate bet 125. You bet 100, and I convinced Skate to go up to 150, between 150 and pot. But Skate bet 125. And so Skate, you're playing it as if you bet 100. You bet your 100, he calls. 8 on the
Yeah.
river.
Okay.
He checks.
He checks. So yeah, I think we all agreed that I think ace X at this point he does not have
Right.
at all. Unless for some reason that he didn't feel like three betting aces, right?
Mhm.
But
Yep.
not likely. So essentially, I don't think there's very many scare cards here at this point with our kings.
Yep.
This is the punt.
All right. So,
Okay.
so what do you want to do? So what do you want to do, Skate?
All right, I'm gonna bet. I am going to bet. I mean, kind of want to make it look bluffy, right?
I don't
That's
think
what I'm
that
thinking.
matters.
Uh,
I'm
yeah,
just
you're probably right. You're probably right. Okay. Let's bet some like 300.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that number.
I like it.
Not over 400. I don't hate 400. I love 300. I don't hate 250. I dislike 2, but I don't hate it. And anything less than 2, I hate.
Yes, you should hate. I didn't do a
Oh,
good
and I
job.
hate check. I hate check.
No, I didn't check. I'm certainly
No.
bet. I was always betting.
No check.
But
Well,
I was when I got here, I think that this is the biggest problem is I'm perfectly fine with going 100 on turn. I actually think that that's fine. I'm fine with it. But I think on river now, I'm just like even the hands like 6s are going to get a little bit more inelastic here on river. Like 7s are more inelastic here on river. And when he does have 9s and 10s, like stuff like that, I just need to be going fucking big against those hands. And I don't, and I think that when I go small on turn, that on river, I need to just be going big. Like that's the problem here.
all right, let's give him a little bit of logic. I don't know how smart the guy is or isn't, but for him, what is the difference between 7s and 9s here? Nothing.
Yeah,
Because
I don't know. I'm sure he probably doesn't think that way.
no, I'm saying, let's assume that he does. Let's give him that much. Give him that much. And he should realize that when you bet here and he has anything less than 10s, all the other hands are the same.
Yeah, they're all the same hand.
Right.
Well,
Including 4s, because you should not be betting your 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, or 9s again here.
I mean, the thing with 10s is that I can be owning myself with 9s, but like, otherwise.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is that he should not be making a distinction between 4s and 9s in his hand.
Yeah.
He should be making a distinction. Once he's got the few jacks that he's got and the little bit of queens that he's got, those can call more comfortably than his 7s. But his 7s should not feel any more confident than his 4s.
No, they're all the same because I'm
all the
probably not betting across the river with 7.
So So that in mind.
Yeah, this
And
I
so,
don't.
and so Skate went 300. You went 175. And I hate anything less than 200. And I don't
Yeah,
like
I think this is bad. I think this is bad. I think that in general too, my biggest problem here is that in general, I think on this board, people are going to be too call happy. So it's
Mhm.
like, because I just either have an overpair or I have nothing.
Yeah,
So all of their pairs are good. I mean, I guess so
yeah.
I can have 3x here still, but like unlikely. Um, so I think that I just like in this spot, I think I should just really be. But the difference too, though, is that like if I arrived at this river with like somehow I'm bluffing with like 4-5 or whatever,
Mhm.
I'm just like I just don't want to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah, yeah. You
if
don't want to pull the
the
trigger.
if the
You don't
river
want to pull
wasn't
the trigger.
that
Exactly. Because you're afraid of
clean.
being called by pocket sevens and pocket nines.
Yeah, I think I'm just getting called by like so often here that I
Right.
think I should just be going really big on this river. Like if I would
Yeah.
if you put a gun to my head and I had to make this person fold, I'm jamming my stack in. Like that's what I'm doing. And not
Mhm.
queens specifically. If they said they have pocket sixes and I need to make them fold, I'm putting all my money in to try and make them
Yep.
fold.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't like the size. All right.
Yeah.
Do we have
I mean,
another?
and
do we
look
have
what he
another
did
hand?
have.
I
There's
know. I
yeah,
know.
that's what made me even more frustrated because like that specific hand, I'm never getting to fold.
No. No.
Results wise, but I never gave him that hand. I just thought he had a ton of hands like sevens,
Exactly.
sixes. I thought nines and tens would be like the best hand he arrives with here on river, but
They're
I
all
was wrong.
calling 200. They're all calling 250. All of them.
Yeah.
You know,
Wait,
all
and
of
then
them.
there's one more hand I just sent in the Discord. This is
That's good. All right. Next one goes to
Should have bet
Larry.
300.
Larry. All right.
and the worst part though is like I'm never sitting here scared that I'm behind. I'm just like
7-8.
I lose the quad eights. That's basically it. So I'm like,
Yeah, the eight is great. The eight on the turn wasn't great until he didn't check raise you. And then the eight on the river made it even better because he has no
yeah,
single eight here. He has no single eight.
yeah. And I was like, I was never scared. I was just like, I was just like, I don't know. I was just like, I don't want sevens and stuff to fold. But I think when I do the turn size that I use, I think I have to go really big on river. Just like if I'm going to go small on turn, I think I just need to be going big on river to target all of the hands that
Right.
are not folding.
Right. Now, had you gone bigger on the turn, the way we said it, then you could go even bigger on the river because now you're even more confident about his pocket pairs.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm even more thinking that a lot of them are pocket nines, pocket tens.
Exactly. Because some of them folded out already. So this is great. Yeah, it lets you go even bigger. So you double your bigger money. All right.
Yeah, it's bad. It was a bad
Pocket
hand.
nines, Larry versus a limp and a raise. Pocket nines.
Limp and a raise we're pretty deep here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we call behind. I don't think I'm interested in playing this as a cold 4 semi bluff.
Yeah, cold three, but I know what you mean. Yeah, 3.5 because of the limp. But yes, yeah, I'm with you. Call. And by the way, I point out I disgustingly I fold these way too often here. But yeah, we go.
I did exactly what you guys were thinking, and I three
Go
bet.
for the three. We go for the three. Get the fold there. Get called.
He's not very good. I want to play a heads up with him.
Yeah. There we go. Okay.
All right.
He bets. He donks.
He donks here. So he donks pretty small. He donks about a third.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, donks third.
He probably, in theory, gets donks here. I mean, but we're not going to fold. Let's call.
Yeah. Here's why he gets the guy who gets donks here out of position is the big blind. Not, that's the one who slams in this range, not into a raise call range. There we go. So he donks. Do you want to raise him or call him?
I think we call.
Okay, we call. Good enough. On the turn, he continues to bet small.
I don't think we need to turn this into a bluff. I think we call.
Right.
Oh,
Now,
I'm not bluffing.
here, you're not bluffing. You have the best hand. He's now telling you he wants to get to the river for cheap. which means hands like what? What hands want to get to the river for $60 here, Larry?
He plays very this is the one thing I was gonna say is that like he plays very unaware in spots like this where like if he this is what made me think that I just certainly have the best hand is that I have seen him get into spots like this and then just barrel off with like tens when he has an overpair and get snapped off by like aces, kings, and queens and stuff like that because he has an overpair and he's just not folding.
Right.
So it's like, but he didn't use these type of sizes. Like he will just donk for a fucking stupidly big size or check raise monstrous, like just because he's terrified that he's going to get outdrawn by ace king.
Right. So it looks like he's trying to get to the river cheaply to me. What hands do you think, Larry, he's trying to get to that river cheap with?
Well, so what's in his ISO call a raise range?
Too wide.
Well, I think he's got tens here. I think he's got eights here. I think he's got nines.
Okay.
He might be doing this with some kind of suited ace seven. Maybe suited 8-7, 7-6. I think this maybe is kind of maybe 7-6. So hands like that.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got Broadway flush draws.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that that at this moment we know this, that our hand, except against specifically his tens and a little bit of his jacks, because he can have some of those.
I just don't give him those when he does this. Like as soon as I
Yeah,
called,
but if he's not doing that with it, I think that he wants to get to the river cheaply, and I think therefore we don't want him to. And
that's why I only called the flop because I wanted to see what he did on the turn. And when he did this on the turn, I was like, I basically always have the best hand. Like he's just barreling off crazy here with tens or jacks.
Yeah.
So I think I just have the best.
With that read in mind, what do you want to do, Larry? And remember, you're the best player in the world, and that is your read.
So then, I mean, obviously we raise. If we're ahead and have the better hand 80% of the time, then we probably go like 200 to 250.
Okay. I can see that. I'm 180, but I can see the 200. I can see the 200. The 250. The 250 seems like it's going to be very likely to shut down a lot of that. But if he's got 6-7, you don't mind if he folds. So there's that. All right. Let's see what Brian does. But yeah, with that in mind, I like the raise. Brian goes 180. Talk to me a little bit, Larry, about the difference between your two. What's pushing you all the way up to maybe 250? Since I'm going 180 and Brian went 180, what pushes you that high?
Generally, just the SPR.
I like your size better too. I like Larry's thought better than what I did. I think that if I'm just like really certain I have the best hand here right now, and I think his range is like 7-6, broadways with a flush draw, just a lot of hands that I'm just ahead of, but I don't think are folding. Then I think we just go bigger. I agree with Larry. I think this is just a raise to like 250, and I don't think he's folding like a flush draw here.
All right, so we raise him.
Okay, we raise him. Yep. And we get a call.
Calls. So
That's
this
great.
points more towards a draw to me.
Yeah. And the
Snap
pocket
call.
still, and the 7x, and the 6-7, the draw with it points at all those, and the ace-7, still not folding. All right. The jack.
All right.
He bets
and then
in.
he leads for. Well, I always find this a bit unsettling.
Yeah.
When they
leads for half pot, basically. Just
when
under.
we've said, "Hey, we got a really strong hand," and then they say, "I don't care. I don't care that you just told me you have aces or sevens. I don't care."
Yeah.
But given the price, we're gonna call, but I think we're gonna lose
Most of the time.
Okay,
probably
so
most of the time.
I
But
actually I
but
wanted
not
to
3 out of 4 times.
I wanted to fold really badly. And then when I was running through it, I was like, what hand do you have here? Like, because I know he's capable of doing some weird shit. So I was like, he can be bluffing here. And I was like, I was like almost gonna give him no bluffs, and I was like, he's weird, like he'll do weird shit, so I can give him some bluffs here. And then I was sitting there, and I was like, I just don't know. I was like pocket jacks, but I didn't give you pocket jacks on the turn. I didn't. I like my
No,
read here was
no.
that you don't have an overpair and that you just have a flush draw. So then I was like, if you had ace jack of diamonds, jack 10 of diamonds, king, all those hands that are ace x of jack x of diamonds, I'm like, do you always just donk the river with those hands? I was just like, I don't know. At this point, I like actually wanted to fold, but I was just sitting there like, I just don't like.
I mean, the
I
pot,
raised,
you have to call 225 and the pot now is 742. So I
yeah,
think it's around, you have to win like, I think like 25% of the time.
yeah.
So
I
you
called. I
don't,
ended up
you don't
calling.
really, yeah, you just got to call.
I
Yeah.
called, but I wouldn't do it for that. I didn't do it for that reason. I did it because I was like, you do have are capable of bluffing, even though like I imposition raised you and you are now betting river. You're using a half pot size, and I just don't think you always do this with a hand like ace jack of diamonds or something like that. So I was like, I call whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this makes sense. Draw makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we can see he wanted to get to the river cheaply. And I'm glad you raised him on the turn.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I don't know. That was like I was honestly thinking that might be a bad call, but I was like when I was running through it, I was like, it was just the reason I raised the turn was the reason I'm not folding the river was that I was like, because the most likely hand that made the most sense to me was pocket jacks that would play this way on river, but I was like, I didn't give you credit for any of those hands previously, so
Could you give him
I
a hand
think
like pocket eights here that he thinks he can value bet in some way? Because he
well that
doesn't
was the
want
other
to
thing.
go.
One thing I was worried about was like tens, but I was like, I think you just bomb it with tens. I think eights is maybe the only hand that he wouldn't be going nuts with because he wouldn't be that confident in his overpair. But
Or
I'm like,
pocket sixes also. I don't know. Pocket sixes is a little bit slim.
if he turned over, if you did this and he turned over Queen Jack of diamonds and everybody got on your ass saying, "Oh no, obviously he had that." It's like, no, he's supposed to have. If he only does this with Ace Jack of diamonds, Queen Jack of diamonds, Jack 10 of diamonds, and Ace Queen of diamonds, those are the only hands he does this with. This call breaks even.
yeah, but I was even like those hands even do this. That was my
Right.
last resort thing was that I just don't think you even do this with those hands. I think you just check to
After the
check.
raise. Yeah,
Yeah.
check call after the raise. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so in my head I was just like, what the fuck do you have? I
No
was
reason to
like,
call.
it just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. And I didn't give him credit for pocket jacks, which is a hand that makes them a lot of sense to be doing this with. But at the same time, I was like, well, I didn't give you credit for that fucking hand on the turn. That's why I raised you. So yeah, I guess I call. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. So here's one other hand that makes stupid sense, but I don't believe he has it. No, it doesn't make sense pre-flop. Okay, I'm done.
What hand? What hand were you thinking of?
6-8 of diamonds.
He does. He has it. He plays
Great.
too hard.
Okay, he has the straight. He's betting to keep you in. When you raise him, even though he has the nuts, the reason he doesn't re-raise you is because he wants to make a straight flush.
I guess. Yeah. I
It's
mean,
in live poker. In some rooms, there is a bonus for a straight flush.
yep. There's a bonus.
Right. And so he doesn't raise you for that one reason.
Yeah,
And
but he's such a scared player. Like I had a hand with him yesterday where I four bet bluff against him actually, which I almost never do, but it was because he back raised or he limp raised. But it was when he limp raised, he plays so scared with like his strongest hands. He's terrified. Like he'll literally tell people he'll have aces, four bet somebody, and tell them he has aces because he doesn't
right, because
want
he
to
doesn't
get.
want to get outdrawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it goes like limp, limp, limp. He over limps. I ISO with ace queen, and then it goes call, call, and he three bets, and then I four bet jammed on him because I was like, I just don't think you ever have top of range when you do this because I know how scared you play with a lot of shit. So that's what made me think like he just doesn't have a straight either. Like because I know he just plays very scared most of the time. You know.
All right, Mel. You have got ace-7 in the big blind. That was your last hand, right? Right, Brian?
Yes, that was it. That was it.
Very good. You got ace-7 in the big blind off suit, and it is limped to you. What would you like to do?
We just check.
Yeah, let's just check. Let's just check. Let's just check. I agree. That's a better play. Let's just check. Yeah, that would have been better. But you raised. And you flopped nothing. What would you like to do? Having raised.
Nothing. Like, check.
All right.
I mean, like, technically speaking, I mean, 10-9 and there's a flush draw, like, we should be doing something.
Mhm.
And obviously, if we check now, if this is an attentive player, they're going to realize that maybe this is a range bet board and we do
Right.
not. So that could get us into some trouble, but maybe they will not recognize it. Maybe they're not a good player. We don't know. They have a
Right.
VPIP of 37.
VPIP of 37 and they're call happy. They do a lot of calling. Pre-flop.
Yeah, so we should be cautious because if he
Yeah.
calls and we have nothing, we're in trouble.
So if we do this, we probably have to be one and done, right? Just bet and
Yeah.
we bet and just this is just flinging chips out there and hoping. So this is pretty
Prime
bad.
strategy.
Yeah, I think this is pretty bad poker. Yeah, and he calls, and so let's hit an ace.
Okay.
I guess let's get an 8, something, 10.
Okay, we have to check.
Yeah, he's not folding a 9 now, like that. We
He's
beat
also not folding a
shit.
10 or
Yeah,
3.
never folding a 10 now. Yeah. So we're
Not flush draw.
we have to give up. We just have to give up. This is
Yeah,
just
whoopsie doopsie.
this
Okay.
is just suicide. This is stupid.
He
Okay,
calls us again.
I know yeah. This is a badly played hand by me. You can have another hand because you played this one better than me. King.
Now you have to go all in with what you did already.
Might have to. And try to get the 9 to fold. I beat
Yeah,
hearts.
yeah.
I still beat
Yeah.
hearts. But the 10 is never folding.
As played, I think now we just have to shove.
Damn. Right. So I decided to do every street wrong. And yeah.
Oh,
limits
wow,
that.
checks. Okay. Yeah.
Back. Yeah. Okay. Take the next one also. That was an embarrassment. All right.
Not at all.
Let's get this one right. Ace 5 on the button.
Okay, let's raise.
Yay. Okay. We have the 5 of spades.
There's not much out there. We are on the button. I think we can check behind. Don't
Yeah.
think this is the range bet board. This is just there's
Mhm.
nothing out there, even if we bet like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. If you reverse it and give us the ace of hearts, we can bet it. With a 5 of hearts, I like to check back. So I like to check back.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Okay.
All right. So this happened.
I
Oh, we
guess he's
turned the
making-
nuts.
Yeah.
I guess he's checking again.
Yep. He checks again.
Okay, I mean, now we could try something. But we would have to go at least 75% of the pot.
Mm-hmm. And we're not fully expecting that it needs to work on the turn. There are rivers that we can continue the bluff. They exist.
Like, yeah.
We really don't want to see a queen pair or an 8 pair on the river. That
No.
would be very bad. And we
Yes.
don't see the king pair either because we don't want to give him that confidence. Right.
Yeah.
So we bet bigger than big, and he just
Mhm.
folds. Let's see.
Okay, good.
Yeah. What did he fold? A queen.
Yeah.
So people fold
Um,
queens already to this.
Very good. Very good
Yeah.
for us.
Very good for us. And we were going to have to fire the river. And
We would have to, yeah.
yeah, we're going to have to do that. And we don't have to fire the river on an ace because we now have the best hand. We don't have to. We don't want to do it on a king. We know we don't want to do it on a queen or an 8.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's good.
Okay.
Okay. And the deuce. I think we don't want to do it on the deuce because now the queen isn't afraid of its kicker.
Mm,
So those are the, yeah. So I think we don't want to do it on any river, on any pairing card. Other
Yeah.
than that, let's go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Up next is Bub.
Okay.
And I did not write down an order. So if it seems like I haven't gotten to you when I should, let me know. All right, here we go. Don't show.
I
Bub,
don't know. I think
Pocket
it's fine.
kings. Limp ISO. Call the ISO.
Oh, okay. So the ISO guy, the first one, has 25 big blinds. That's not a lot.
Yeah.
Um, so no, if I would be against one player, out of position, I would go to like, well, what, 25, I guess. And here I would go bigger. But the biggest I would go is 30.
Right. Now, before we do that, we want to look at one thing. We want to see what a click will do, whether a click allows us to reopen. Doesn't mean we want to do it, but we want to check. So the click raise goes to 13. And if he jams for 17 over that, we go to 13 total. And his jam of 17, he ends up at 24. That is a reopen, right?
Okay, I see what you
Is-
try to do here.
Is that true? Let's make sure. We raise him 6 big blinds. The pot is 13. No, he doesn't. It doesn't reopen it.
But
He
but
needs-
even if
He needs 19.
uh
So we're not going to consider doing that.
yeah, but even if it would do that, I think I wouldn't do it.
No, I very good reason not to do it. I'm with you. I'm just saying we always want to check that. So there is not a size that allows him to reopen the action. So we're not going to consider that. So now you want to go to about 25, right?
Nah, even a little bit bigger. I
Okay.
said up to 30.
Okay. Now here's my question with this. We are almost definitely going to get the other 17 big blinds of this guy, whatever size we do. He's probably going to throw it in and say, fuck it. Therefore, his cards, if he has an ace and the ace comes, he beats us like that, right?
Yep.
We normally don't want to go multi-way. Larry hates multi-way. But
Yeah, but he is the
this
guy
guy
has
is
no
going-
chips left. I understand. Yeah.
this guy's going to be dead. So what do you want to do? And then after you answer, I'm going to ask Larry the same question because Larry hates multi-way. But in this situation, it might change it. So given that, do you want to change your sizing in such a way that you encourage villain 54 in? Because this guy is going to call you almost always.
No, I don't.
Okay, good enough. Larry, do you want villain 54 in?
Yeah, I think with this hand we do.
Okay,
And villain 52 doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
And so what size would I use here? I'd go about 20.
yeah. So I like that too. I like 20 very much. Now my question is, when we go to 20 and he jams for 24, does villain 54 feel differently? Even though it's only 4 more big blinds and it's meaningless, does villain 54 see that as a 5 bet? In which case, should we go to exactly 24 so that this looks like a call?
Yeah, there's some meta there that makes sense.
That's my personality, my psychology meta. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
All right, let's see what we do. Back to Bub. It's your hand, Bub. And
Yep.
this is what happened. So I go to exactly 24 for that reason.
Yeah, it's a good sizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said something like
We
25,
get the call we
30.
expected. And he folds anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's see what he folded. He folded 9s. We were not able to suck 9s in. Too bad. And anybody want to see the flop?
Do we want to see the turn? That's the next
Oh, it
question.
doesn't matter. We won. We won.
Yeah.
We were trying so hard to suck 9s in. All right. After Bub, we just did Melanie, Bub. So we're gonna do Mike, Larry, Skate. That's gonna be the order. Mike, if you're here, Mike might be on another call. We'll find out in a second. If Mike does not respond to the ace jack, Mike does not respond to the ace jack. All right, Mike, Larry, Skate, and then Brian. Back to Brian. Okay. Larry, ace jack.
All right. Yeah, we can open this.
Okay, we do. Big blind calls.
Let's see. We have a very interesting hand here. First question, can we call it check raise? And I think the answer is yes. We are double gutted. I'm kind of like a big size here, like a B75.
Okay. How about, oh, I went small. Okay. So tell me why you like the big B75. I don't disagree. I didn't
We
do it.
have a high equity draw, and we have right now we have ace high.
Mhm.
So generating folds from the wide range of big blind, I think is just fine.
Yep. The two Broadway cards, I think, pushes us to the big size. I like that.
And also, yeah, I mean that's just the hand qualities.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you look at range versus range, this is obviously a wide range versus wide range area. We have
Mhm.
like we're opening like 45% of hands. He has a wide range that he's defending as well.
Yep.
So if he has a wide range, we don't mind generating folds. So I like a bigger size for that reason. And we just have nutted
Those-
equity if we get lucky.
Yeah. Two
Also-
Broadway. The two Broadway. Oh, go on, Bub.
Yeah, also, isn't he very inelastic, whatever we do here? So if you bet small, he will fold under pairs, and
Why
if
do
you
we?
bet,
I mean, that could be true, but why do you think he is in a last?
he's because whatever he continues will be a pair that is on board, a pair plus draw, or flush draw. And
Yeah.
some straight
So
draws
he certainly
and
if he
pockets.
continues to a big size, his range is a little bit more filtered. You're right about that.
So here's the thing so here are the things that I think push the size up. The queen and the 10 push the size up. Here's what I think pushes the size down. The nutted equity of Jack 9 that he has, even offsuit. He has Jack 9 offsuit here. And then here's the thing that for our individual hand allows it to get pushed back up. We have a Jack.
Mhm.
So I don't know what the conclusion will be, but I think those are the competing heuristics in solver land. All right. As played, you bet small, and he called you.
Okay.
4 comes. He checks. What would you like to do?
So I think that we can choose to semi-buff polar here and bet 7 to 9 big blinds.
Okay. Sounds good. And what do we think? Do we think the solver is going to have anything in the sort of 12 big blind range?
Do I think it's gonna have overbets here?
Yeah.
Maybe because it's a very brickish turn.
Yeah.
So that might give it. I think if it's a brickish turn, it might. But there's there is completed equity. But
Yeah.
I think that it's we might have some overbets.
Yeah. I think that we don't have the overbets because of the locked up equity. So that's what we'll see.
Yeah.
That's going to be our GTO study on this hand when we come back to it. All right. I checked behind and just decided to take my equity. I also have showdown value against a lot of heart draws. So there's that. I have showdown
Sure.
value against the straight draws. So there is that. I don't claim it's better, but that's what it was. Okay. Bub says go 9, right? And then we hit the jack, which is both great and terrible. 8, 9, 10 jack. Let's see what he does. He bets 7.
So I think we have to call our hand a bluff catcher at this point.
Oh yeah, it ain't nothing else.
So, given the line, given the fact that we check turn,
Mm-hmm.
I think we hero call off in here.
I agree. And plus the 2 hearts
Yeah.
leads us to the hero call. And the aggression factor of 4. All
I'm
those.
okay.
How many hands
I'm
do you
snap.
have on him?
I'm snap folding. But,
You're snap folding?
yeah, I can see why we can maybe
Okay.
call against this guy, but if someone does this on this board, I'm just snap folding.
Yep. Okay. So there we go. And yay us. You were snap calling or snap folding? I didn't hear that.
I said folding
Folding. Yep. Well,
Yeah, we can't really.
against this and
I mean, folding is depends on popular person, obviously, but folding's pretty tight.
let's
The one
be
thing to remember
results.
here is to go back to origin ranges. What did we start with? Now, obviously, he has a hand he shouldn't have, but it's button versus big blind, so it's one of the widest range
Mm-hmm.
configurations in the game, other than
Yeah.
blind versus blind.
Right.
And so, because of that, he is going to get here with a lot of shit. He shouldn't be calling.
he
shouldn't be
called
calling
flop
It's calling
with
on the-
his hand. I
calling on the
mean,
flop.
then that
Yeah.
he has any hand.
Yeah, his
But-
pre-flop call is crazy. His flop call is crazier. But
I would
that-
say the one thing to think about here is configuration, right? I mean, what's
Yeah.
the starting configuration?
Yep.
And he's just going to get here with, because of the starting configuration, he's going to get here with a lot of crap.
He's probably one of these guys who just hide his own cards and just plays the board. I don't know.
maybe. All right.
How does he get here?
So size-wise here, this flop loves the 50%. It doesn't love the 70 because of the locked up equity. It loves this, but do the jacks specifically push bigger because of that? So let's look at that ace jack land. The jack loves the 2.75. So it loves the higher of those two options for that reason, but it doesn't love going all the way to the 2.67. The 2.67 is just it's across the whole range, but it's just you could ignore it. I'm calling it 2.67. The 70% pot can just be ignored. It shows up so rarely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think we can use big sizes. I
Okay.
mean, there is locked up equity, and that's true.
Yep.
And he does have Jack 9, but
Yep. So having done this, we took the small size, which the ace jack accepts, but it doesn't love. So it loves the 50% bet, but we bet the really small one. And the 5-3 offsuit can be ignored. And we go to the turn, the 4 of diamonds. After getting called on the small size, he checks. You guys are in the way. Here we go. He checks.
yeah, we're good polar. We overbet.
Ace jack is overbetting. All right. So my guess was wrong about that. And our hand is overbet and check. Our exact combo, club spade, unimportant with this, but it is both of them. You going 7 was fine. You know, you're not finding all the way to the overbet is fine. And my check is just fine. When we check, and the river comes the jack of clubs. And he donks for basically pot, for the small pot. Yeah. We'll call it 5.9 to start with. He did do it for 7. And the ace jack does very little folding. And the only combo that loves to fold is the one that blocks the heart draw. And it has to block the heart draw with the ace of hearts. And that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We would like him to have hearts. Everybody else goes, let's go.
And it's interesting because he has 5-3 suited in his range. So actually his bluff, if we just look at the 5-3, would be fine. But he
Right.
obviously never has an offsuit combination here.
And his 5-3 suited bluffs. So good for him for finding it. Now, let's say he bluffed pot size. So let's see if it goes all the way to this. How much does
Yeah.
the jack fold here? in
And I feel
solve?
like
Same
you
thing.
have to fold.
Same thing.
Interesting.
Nope. Just don't block ace of hearts and call. Close your eyes and call when you give him that much rope.
Okay.
Yes, Bub, you're right. Live poker is not, even online poker is not dead. All right, here we go. Bye, Brian. Do you want to take one hand before you go, Brian, or you want to just go? Because you're coming up next. Your choice. All right, Brian's gone.
What'd you say?
I said, you want one hand before you go? You want to do one last
Yeah.
one? Okay,
I'm
take the
jabbing,
six.
but yeah, so I have king 6 on the cutoff.
Yep,
I open.
you open and you get called in the small blind.
All right, heads up.
And you flop queen of hearts, 6 of hearts, 7 of hearts. He checks
Queen
you.
of hearts, 6 of hearts, 7 of hearts. Is this guy fish?
We don't know. He's only played one hand.
He's got 200 big blinds and he's
Yeah,
got 1 hand.
Yeah.
Well, he shouldn't be calling out the small blind. Most players don't do that, so I'll just range bet here.
Okay, range bet
He's a
3.
fish. Huh?
Good. I expect I'm going to check back with my marginally made hand, which I
That's
do.
fine.
Right, okay. Then the queen pairs. He bets small.
I call.
Right, we call. Good. And then we get a 4 of clubs on the river, and his bet size is check. He checks.
I check back.
Right, yeah, we don't need to turn it into a bluff, and we just happily lose to a 7, unfortunately. Check,
Yep.
check. Ace 6, king 6, we lose in a way that we didn't expect to.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
See
Right. Glad you
right.
stuck around for that. Bye.
you guys.
All right. Mike, if you're here, the next hand is Mike's.
Bring it.
All right. Ace queen.
Ace queen. We raise it up. We get called on the button by a shorty.
By a shorty. Yep.
By a shorty, pretty tight shorty. We get this flop. Okay. He checks, I assume. Oh, wait, he's on the button. Huh. I am thinking of check raising.
Yeah, just check jamming. I'm just like going, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
but I'm
check.
also just I'm trying to think about what should if we bet. But we check. Okay.
Check.
He goes pretty big
He does.
and it's kind of concerning, but do we just run it with ace queen or I don't or I don't think we should fold though. I think if we continue, we just run it because I don't think we just want to call here.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I think it's a tough decision.
Oh, I did just call. I did just call.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's bad or not. Or better.
Right.
Not bad. When I say bad, I mean,
Yes. But then this can happen. Sometimes
yeah.
this is nice.
Should we ever donk here? Because our stacked pot ratio is going to be kind of bad on the river when he checks behind all of those pairs that he has, 4s through whatever he's called, up to like maybe even 10s, jacks even maybe. He's going to check back probably, but then he also isn't going to bluff if he was bluffing in the first place. So probably just check.
Okay. So we check. He checks behind,
Okay. Boo.
leaving you with that exact situation that you hate.
Yeah.
River's a king.
This is just going to be getting blood from a stone here.
Or we're either getting blood from a stone or we're giving blood to a king.
Yeah, it's possible. Whatever, his king X is he could have all the king X combos. We block a couple of them. He's not going to have ace king ever, but I guess we just bet small and hope to get called by all those hands that he can call a small bet with.
Right. Okay. And the other thing is we can do is we can check and call a jam, right?
Ooh, if he jams. A jam would be scary,
You can
but
call.
any other size bet, I think we call, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go for so I did the check
Yep.
and he just checks behind and let's see how much money we left on the table with our terrible play. Well, we didn't bluff a guy off 7s. Good thing Brian's not here. Oh no, bluff a guy off 7s. We have a queen. What am I saying? We
Right.
didn't get
That's
any
why.
value from 7s.
Yeah, that's why we bet small. It's like I said, getting blood from a stone here. I think if
Yeah,
we
bet
go
tiny.
anything other than small, he just folds everything.
Yep. All right. Don't love it. Don't love my play. Don't hate everything about it, but don't love the river. All right. Up next, I'm going to guess is Skate. Skate, you got Jack 9 suited.
tight. Jack 9. Suited here. Yeah,
Yeah, we can do
we're
it.
gonna open.
Yeah, we can do it. Jack 9 suited, just show it to you once. We're in the hijack. There it is, Jack 9. Nice, nice. Jack 9 open, get called on the button, and in two places. So our life is simple. Life is not that simple. All right.
Okay.
And he donks into you. Oh, our life is very simple.
Donk. He donks into us. All right. Yeah, the big blind gets donks on the flop here, right? Well, they could have any number of hands, so I think a call here is probably best, and
I
then
agree.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. Let's see what the big blind does. I mean, what the button does. We are completely happy to see the button come along because that's just money for us when we hit. Doesn't matter. This is great.
Yeah,
And
we want to realize like
who cares how many people we lose to when our flush doesn't come in, when our straight doesn't come in? We don't care. And then this happens. And he bets small again. Ooh. Ooh.
not the best card, but yeah, I think our only option is to call.
All right. It's not our only option
Well,
because I'm just
well,
saying
it's
one
not.
thing. When he bets 3 into 17, do you think he has an 8?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm not saying we want to raise it, but I'm not saying it's not our only option. And then this guy did call behind.
I know, but the thing is that, you know, because of our position, I think that with our hand, the only option that the only viable option is to call. Now, if we had position, then we could think about raising.
If we were last act, that'd
Yeah,
be nice.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So we
That's what I
do.
was trying to say.
We call.
Yeah.
And by the way, we could be drawing dead now. We could be against 8-7.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Right.
I mean,
And now this fold is great. So we know he wasn't trapping. And now if he bets small on the river, we might take this away from him.
Scotty,
don't have to.
how do you think that if people had a hand like 8-7 as the big blind, that they're going to bet small when they have a strong hand such as 8-7?
I don't think they're going to bet that small, but some people, but we have seen people do it. We've also seen them check. We've seen people make the nuts and just check it, hoping
Also,
you get there, hoping you bluff. We've seen it happen. But no, I don't think, I think that he has far fewer 8-7s at that size. And I think the same thing when we see his river size is going to tell us a lot. But we don't care what his river size is if it's small because we don't need to raise anymore. We don't need to bluff anymore. We can just win. And he checks.
Mm-hmm. Bubby, you're gonna say something or no? All right. He checks here.
He checks.
Yeah. All right. Let's get some value.
Yay!
Okay. We don't need to go too much. Let's go like, I don't know, like 12,
Hold on.
15, I don't know.
All right. Yeah. 12, 15, maybe even a little smaller because we're really trying to get called by a 7. We're really trying to get called by 6-7 here. So given that we know we're trying to get called by 6-7 and the flush comes in to scare 6-7 even more, if we go for it, we might violate Matt Affleck here and go smaller. All right, let's see. Yep. I do a minor violation of Matt Affleck for that reason.
Mhm.
All right. And then we get raised.
Yeah. Get raised. Well, so yeah, the flop was small, right? It was a flop. The
He went
turn was
3-3. He went
yeah,
3-3 check.
3-3 3-3. Check. Backdoor donks. Kind of. Let me see the chat. Some people are saying fold. And, I mean, 3-3 raise. Sorry, I haven't played poker in a while, so I'm just like not as confident as what I
Yep.
can do here. So, because sometimes you should call these check raises on the river.
So check raised rivers are underbluffed. And so that's a reason to fold. Our hand is barely a bluff catcher because there are even bluffs that beat us. I mean, that's not true. Our hand is a bluff catcher. The only reason to call that I see is he's representing a flush and a boat here. That's what he's saying he has, a flush or a boat.
Yeah.
And you have to believe that he bet his boat small, small, and then checked the river on this, believing you would bet. Now,
The river brings in straights and flushes, so
it does.
it
So if he
makes
has
it
a
more
boat,
believable that he can have a full house here. So
yeah, yep, yeah, he can get me to bet those because also all of my straight draws, I mean, there's the 9-10 straight draw comes in. There's the Jack 9 and the Jack Queen. They all get something, so that's the reason he might do it. Yeah, Mike is saying betting out was the mistake, and I cannot say that he's wrong now.
Yeah,
So,
I kind of.
so with that in mind, which choice are you going to make, Skate?
Yeah, I'm kind of on Team Mike that we should have checked on this run out.
Yep.
I guess fold.
All right, we do. And
Wait,
let's
before
see.
the reveal, don't reveal.
Don't reveal.
So my thoughts are so that we saw the turn, you bet
Mhm.
tiny
Yeah,
into two people. And if there's any sort of like awareness, like both you and that fishy button villain
mhm,
and this guy, you're all aggressive. Like your stats, even though you don't have
yeah,
that many hands on them, you've all looks like you're playing, you've got some aggressive tendencies happening at this table. And if he's aware of that,
mhm.
I think his little dinky small bet was pretty fishy. Not fishy, but like he's fishing. He
Right,
wants you guys
right.
to bite.
Inducing. He was
Yeah,
inducing.
inducing. Anyway, so when we got to the river, here he was again with knowing that you can be pretty aggressive
Hmm.
and Jack betting for value here and reopening for less than, like you said, violating the Matt Affleck rule.
Hmm.
If we bet for value, we got to go big, and our hand doesn't warrant a big bet
Good enough.
because betting for, violating the Matt Affleck rule will often induce players like this, who you can
Hmm.
see has good stats, is aggressive. I mean, all the way
Yeah,
across. And
yeah,
I would hate to induce.
right. Which I did. All right. So we did this. We induced, he folded, and now we reveal the hand that we were aiming right at to get a call from. The
You see,
exact, yeah.
Scotty.
Oh,
I wanted to, Scotty. You
you wanted to
you
call?
I kind of you brainwashed me into folding.
Okay.
Brainwashed me into
8
folding.
plus
Well, in
5.
Scotty's defense, Skate, you did say initially you wanted to bet for value before any of this came up.
And
So
I
you
said,
were
yeah,
you were on team bet to
yeah,
start.
up there, right? Yep.
I don't want to see his cards. I hate it.
Yep.
Wanted to call
Yep.
the river.
And look at that man. Look at him. Look at what he got.
It was a good play. It was a great play on his part. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. And we
Ah.
aimed squarely at exactly the right hand. We were exactly right about his hand. And then he outplayed us.
Yeah, and I see these players, and this is the kind of player I don't like to try to bet thinly and
Right.
get it's now the fish, like if he was a fishy player, like if he was a 42-17 with, not super aggressive, absolutely go, violate that rule, violate the Matt Affleck rule and go for thin value because they're not going to do this.
Yeah. We're
These
gonna play.
players are the ones that can find this kind of thing. And
Yep. We're gonna show this hand again in the next session just for Brian, because this is so against uh the player type, just so he gets to see at least there's one of these guys out there. All right. Up next is, I believe, okay, so that was the last of everybody. Yes. So we'll start back at the beginning and we'll do Bub, Mel, Mike, Skate, Larry. That'll be the order. For those of you who don't, someone put that in here. And then, oh, we're almost done.
Bring it.
Or the order doesn't matter. We'll go one more round of everybody and then we're done. All right. Here we go. And then just so you guys know, tomorrow at the same time, we're adding a session. Larry and I are going to do double board PLO bomb pots. You guys are invited. Same link. All right, here we go. Let's not see the next hand and be horrified.
All right, let's
All right,
raise it
Bob,
up.
A7.
Yep, raise.
We raise it. Get called right next to us.
So when I get called that close
Mhm.
from positions, I would just check here every
Yep.
time, every hand.
Yep, I agree.
I don't see bet here.
I don't see bet here either. That's bad. Now, does this guy have any stats that tell us we should? No, he's a little bit, he's a little bit cally, but no, this is bad. We bet, he calls. Now we're going to give
Alright.
up, I guess.
We don't pick up equity. We have ace high. Yeah, I check give up.
Yep, we check give up. He checks behind. That's good, but whatever.
Yeah,
Deuce.
on the river, we do beat some draws. I would just
We
check
do.
again.
Yeah, we do. And he checks back.
And we win
As King
against
Jack.
King Jack.
Maybe we beat King Jack. No,
No.
stupid force.
So I mean, that is something Brian does a lot. It's like he says, I hate losing against like pocket fours.
Yeah.
So maybe betting the river is a
So
good idea.
he puts out a small bluff. Yeah, he puts out a small bluff here, which may have worked, by the way.
Yes.
I mean, it is still bet, chuck, bet, but it might have worked. All right. Good to keep in mind. But the bet on the flop is a mistake. Just on this board, I can't range bet this board. And if I can't range bet this board, I certainly can't bet this hand. This hand has no excuse to bet. All right. Next hand goes to Mel. King, queen. Hopefully I will play this better. Let's see how you play it.
That's a 3-bet.
All right, let's 3-bet it. Let's 3-bet it. Well, that was the first mistake. Buttons.
I like calling king queen off.
It mixes. Both are happy. Both are happy. We did this one this time. If you have to err towards a 3-bet or call in a mixed situation, the 3-bet's better. But we did this one. All right. Play it out.
Check.
I agree. Check. He bets small.
Call.
Call. Okay. Against the small size, do you want to check raise this sometimes?
We could occasionally do that, but he's literally telling us he has a check or a 9, or maybe queen 10.
Or that he's betting range?
Yeah, possibly.
Aggression factor 2.2. Yeah. So we're definitely, I'm with you. We're not folding. I think we can check raise this one. I don't think it's mandatory. We took it. So as the check raise, see what happens. He calls you. That's not good. Let's see what happens. That's good. What would you
That
like
is
to do?
very good. Unless he has queen 10.
Unless he has queen 10 or king jack, both of which make sense.
Okay. We check the flop, right?
Check raise the flop.
We check raise the flop. Okay, then I would say we go for something like 15.
Okay. So the hands that make the most sense for him to bet and call there are hands with a jack, right? Ace jack, king jack, queen jack. He raised pre-flop, so he also has 10 jack. He has jack nine suited. That one might have 3-bet us, but so we beat those except for the king jack. The draws that are most likely just slam, are 8-10 and 10 queen, one of which slammed into us, the other's folding a lot. So with that in mind, does the 15 generate a fold from the jacks that you want to call you?
Probably.
Yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
that
We should go smaller.
Yeah.
Like 10?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's better. And then we are ready to fold to some raises at some point, if not immediately, because of what we just said. Okay. And how much do we hate just a check here? I don't think it's best, but how much do we hate a check?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate a check either. And check call. And when it goes check, we bet the river, and his jacks are more confident. His single paired hands call us, because his single paired hands are probably not calling 2-bets. We get the bet now, but then they fold the river. And if we check, then they're more likely to call it. Let's see what I do. I go for Melanie's adjusted 10 that I convinced you to do, and he calls, and that's fine. We want that from a jack. Now let's see what the river brings. If it brings in his kicker or another jack or our queen or the straight.
Oh.
What a lovely card.
Okay.
Now aces don't have to be afraid to pair anymore.
Say again.
If he had aces, which he can have, because his aces might not have 4-bet us, we can have 2-pair. His aces are now not afraid of 2-pair anymore. How nice for him.
Yeah. But I think aces go all in pre-flop online at least.
No, we didn't 3-bet him. We
right. We didn't
give him a chance
we didn't take that line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, they're still in there, but what are they all?
Whatever.
Like still praying that he doesn't have queen 10. If he has any other hand
king jack
or king jack, but like we block king jack to a certain extent, and like obviously we hold a queen, so like there's a reduced amount of combinations of queen 10 that he can hold. But I would still be a little bit cautious, but I think we could do like a bet. But the question is how much?
Right. If
we don't want to violate that rule that I learned today.
That's only in position. Out of position, you can bet whatever you want, because the idea is you're reopening the action. You're risking getting check raised off your equity by someone who has a 7-4 of hearts like that idiot did.
Yeah, so that's why we wouldn't want to do it with like a quarter pot or
here we're not reopening the action because he can bet if he wants to. So yeah, we can bet. I mean, we can bet 4 big blinds here perfectly fine. It's a 10 block bet. We're allowed to do it.
Yeah, I think. What is going to call like if we want a single check to call? I think probably not more than 20.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. So what's that? Exact number?
I wouldn't want to block bet if I know that I'm beat. Like in this case, I don't know that I'm beat, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't block bet if you know you're beat. If you know you're beat, like that. But
it's just,
So what size would you like to bet? You want to bet less than, not more than 20? Give me the number, and then let's see.
20.
You're gonna go 20. All right, and I'm gonna go 13. I'm gonna go extra small into the jack.
Very milky.
And let's see if it's a jack.
Pocket queens.
Jack.
Ace
It's a jack.
jack.
It's a jack. We got the jack.
Okay,
Right. Now, if that jack would call 20, your bet was better than mine. If that jack was going to fold to 20, then my bet was better than yours. And we'll
I
never,
guess we'll never know.
we won't know. But we do like it. But we like the result. Okay. All right. Mike. Oh, we didn't have, it showed it to us there. Okay. Here we go. We take that. Mike, pocket eights.
Yeah. Pocket eights in the cutoff versus hijack, min open. Pretty tight villain. Um, hmm. Let's see. Let's look behind us here. We have wow, some pretty loosey-goosey players to our immediate left,
Yeah.
and then a pretty normal tight blind, big blind, short stack.
Mhm.
I could go either way here, either three bet or call. I probably would lean towards a three bet.
Yeah. And this is the guy that makes us feel like calling. Is villain
Yeah,
four. Yep, exactly. And so the bigger our pair, the more comfortable I am bringing him in.
yeah.
So we do that.
And nobody else looks like they're just, like crazy three better people either.
No.
So calling is,
Calling is not terrible. Yep. But this is not bad. Getting heads up in position with pocket eights is fine.
yep.
Pretty good flop.
Yeah, let's see. So he checks, and then this is going to be one of those flops where it's probably going to be close to range. Our hand is one of the hands probably that like doesn't necessarily like to bet here, but I think it should anyway.
Don't hate it. It benefits from protection. All right. So we bet. Oh, I didn't ask your
Yep.
size. Your size.
Oh, no, yeah, it would be a range bet size. It would be small. Yeah.
Yep. There we go. We get range called. Jack comes.
And he checks. All right, now we got to think about if we bet, are we bluffing? Are we trying to deny equity in his range that has called you here? I don't think betting as a bluff here is going to accomplish what we want because I don't know that nines and tens and queens are still going to, we'd have to fire twice.
Yeah.
If we bet to deny equity, he doesn't have that much left in
Yep.
terms of his range hands that we're trying to kind of get
Yeah.
him to either fold those hands or charge it. So I'm kind of torn. I'm leaning towards just checking behind here.
Me too. I hope I did. Yep. We checked behind. I think we denied equity on the flop. That's where you denied equity. Now, granted,
Yeah.
it was only 5, but I still think you got a bunch of folds there from that. So now it's, does he have nines, tens, jacks, or queens? Probably
But
not queens.
that flop bet still, I
Yeah.
think he maintains a lot of those hands like
Right.
ace
That's the
queen
thing, yeah.
and
Does he,
queen
exactly.
10 and
Yeah.
yeah.
Does he have nines, tens, jacks, or queens? Or does he have fours, fives, sixes, or sevens? We beat one set and we lose to the other set. So there we go. And the river is, well, sometimes that.
Oh, okay. And yeah, and sometimes that does happen. So he checks, I assume.
He checks.
All right, now gosh, how often do we think he's slow play to king? Hardly ever. Like
Yeah.
pretty much eliminated.
Yes, I agree.
So if when we go big, and when we go really big, he's just gonna fold like everything.
Yep.
So I think we just kind of go for a size that like a B60, like a 13, 14
Mhm.
size.
Yep. Let's get called by tens, nines, and sometimes
And-
sevens and sixes.
And
Sometimes.
yeah, and the Jack X that held on to the flop.
Yeah.
Ace
a little
Jack,
bit.
Queen Jack,
Right.
King
And what
Jack.
size did you
No,
say
not
that
King
was?
Jack.
13 was what you said?
Yeah, like B7, B60.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if he sometimes has something
little-
like a king, he will
bigger than that.
raise.
I went a little bigger because of my check Makes my hand look a little bluffier. So I could make it a. So
Yeah.
therefore, bigger. Because I didn't go bet, bet, bet. So that's why, it's the same idea. And we get the fold from. What did we
Tens.
not get on call? Fives.
Fives. Yeah. You weren't getting
Fives.
called.
Yeah, got to be even small. Yeah, we got to be so small to get a call from fives. All right.
Is this a player that we can maybe violate the Matt Affleck rule? Probably. He seems kind of passive.
Our hand
Right.
also violate the Matt Affleck rule because it cannot get raised off its equity
Yeah, good point.
because we're
So
not.
if we,
Yeah.
but we really want a villain that will, but we can make induce, which I don't think this guy is that
This guy doesn't
type.
look. Yeah. No, he doesn't look like that at all. All right. Okay. Mike. Then we're gonna do skate and Larry and be done. So 2 more hands. All right. Skate. You have got Queen 8 suited in the big
Aces.
no small blind. There's no small blind. You get raised by the low jack.
All right, you said I'm in the big blind.
You're in the big blind.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Just call.
We call. You would
All
like to-
right. Here, let me take myself off. Here, I guess we're supposed to check, but since we're big blind, we can donk, right?
Yeah, it's big blind. I wouldn't donk into this board. This board doesn't have any donks on it in GTO land, and I don't see a reason to violate that. I think I like to
Right?
check. Yeah.
Yeah, I like check. Yeah, I'm gonna check.
Okay. So we check.
Yep.
He bets small.
All right. I think I like a bit small. Well, we could be behind some
Mhm.
hands.
Yeah.
So probably raising is not a great idea. I mean, we can, but with this hand, I wouldn't want to. I mean, if we were to raise, yeah, I think we would need a stronger queen. So let's just call.
I love it. I love that with this queen. Yep. And we'll take a look. We'll take a look at this one before we go real quick, just to see how good the queen should be. All right. So there we go.
Yeah, I'm
And now-
assuming a queen. We need queen king.
Okay. Right. I think Queen Jack is also doing it. I think our Queen Jack is doing it, and probably
That's
breakdown. That's what I think. All right, here we go.
that. Yeah, that was
Yep.
my initial thought, but I'm
And this can
nitty.
happen. This can happen
Yeah.
sometimes. All right. So what would you like to do?
Okay, I am going to check.
Okay. I agree. The one thing I would consider here, though, is I would think that a lot of his hands now are going to check back because the flush came in, and our hand doesn't want to check back. So I would consider donking this. I'm not going to do it, but I think this is a viable donk candidate. I check. He bet. Oh, he bets. This is great. He continues to bet. Wonderful.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking about that too because of the fact that a spade could hit on the river.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so here again, I'm still sticking to my story on the flop. There's no reason to raise, so call.
Right. But we now think we have the best hand almost all the time, right? Because we now beat the ace king and the king queen and the king queen jack. We beat all that. Now that we have 2 pair, we just lose to the flushes now and the
Y-
weird sets.
Yeah,
we
pretty
think-
much.
We think we have the best hand, but we're still not raising it there. And I did raise it for that reason. I said I think I have the best hand here enough. And that I think the river's going to go check check all the time. So let's get some value in now. Plus, if he has a single spade, let's get value from it. So I did my
Oh,
raise.
because of the small size on the turn.
Small size on the turn, I now have 2 pair. He can have a spade if he, if he raises me, I'll hate that. But I'll come to that when I do. He doesn't raise me, so I'm happy.
Oh yeah. We have 2 pair. I didn't even notice we were.
Yeah, we have 2 pair.
talking.
That's why. Is we now beat the ace king and the king queen.
Oh
Ace queen.
yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like your raise. Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
So now with that in mind, and you didn't get re-raised by his flush, doesn't mean he doesn't have one, but you didn't. What size would you like to go? Or do you want to check the river?
Yeah. Um. Good question. So checking the river depends if we think we're gonna get called by worse, and I don't see that this is the case. I think I'm gonna check.
Okay, you're going to check because you don't think he's going to call you with a king, queen, an ace, queen, queen, jack, aces or kings, all of which he
Well,
can have right now.
yeah, we're gonna be value owning ourselves, right?
No, we beat all those hands.
No. Oh yeah, because we have 2 pair, right? I'm sorry.
We beat all those hands.
Yeah, you're right. We have 2 pair.
Yeah. We have a 2 pair on a board that has straights available and a flush available. That's
Yeah.
what we have.
Yeah, but we're only like we're worried. We're not worried, but I mean,
Not until
only
we
a
get raised.
flush.
We get
Yeah,
raised.
I think we got a bet, right? 2
I
pair.
like a bet here.
I like a
Yeah.
bet. Let's bet.
Okay, what
Let's
size?
bet. I take it back. Let's go. Kind of like I get called by. Let's go somewhere close to. I mean, the pot isn't really that large. Let's go 25, maybe, or
Okay.
maybe
Yeah.
even larger.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my feeling is I want to get called by a queen and there is a spades out there, so it's going to scare him. So I think I'm going to go in that 15 to 20 range. Let's see what I do. I go 15 to 20 range and we get raised.
No, we get raised. Well, so like last hand, I kind of felt like calling, but here, 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 this is different here.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. All right. Think long, think wrong. He opened. We just called. We didn't dunk. We checked. He bet. River bet small. Bet small. We raised. They called, and then now we bet and they raised. I think I like a fold.
I do too. I hate it. I
Yes.
hate it, but I like it. Let's fold. I hope I do. We do.
Yeah.
We fold to
Flush.
flush. Of course we folded to the flush. There we go.
Right?
Of course it was a flush. Now let's take a look at these
Yes.
things. So first thing was his open size was 2.5 and in Mr. Wizard, when the hijack opens to 2.5, the big blinds, queen 8 is not that it raises here. So it's close to the cusp. So yeah, I don't think the missing small blind is enough to turn this into a fold. The fact that it's a raise here, along this bottom stretch, it's not good enough to call because these are the ones that are doing it too, the lower ones. And
Oh,
then
are you talking about whether we should call
Pre-flop.
here or not? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably not
yeah.
worth going down the rabbit hole because I was thinking that's a low jack range that he's raising, even though there's no small blind.
Yeah, it's a
And
hijack.
versus the low jack range, I think it's like at the very, very bottom.
Oh, you're right. It is a low jack range. 1, 2, 3. Technically, it's a low jack range. You're right.
Yeah, but do we call it a low jack range even though there's one less player?
You should.
You know
because
what I mean? It's still only 5 players, so it's kind of
Yeah,
like
I fold it. Yeah. Okay. So good. It's a better fold. Let's start with that. I agree. Better fold than the call. I should have folded it for that reason, and none of this shit would have happened. All right. And then in Mr. Peak, let's make sure Peak has at least that hand in the low jack. Because it raises smaller, so I think it's going to have it. Yep. Against the small size, we always do it. Flop is queen deuce. Yeah, queen deuce 5. Clubs. Check range. He bets small. Some of our queens check raise and the dividing line of the check raise is the 10. So 10 here, and in the offsuit branch, a little, your king, queen off a little bit. Your ace, queen is happy to do it, king, queen. Yeah, so it sort of, it dies out right around the 10. So our 8 was a very good just call.
Yeah.
Right, then we get the 8 of spades. We do not donk out, even with our weird discussion. He now bet small. He doesn't have any small bets on this. He's polarized. He bet smaller than this, but since this is the only bet it gives us, when we do this, the queen 8 does not raise him. It is just happy to be it's just happy to be 2 pair. And the same thing's going to happen on the river. We just call, and then the river comes the 4 of diamonds. We're going to check call. We're never going to raise this.
I think it's because the turn is the flush completing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Bets again. We don't fold
Yeah.
to the size. We don't fold into the overbet. We still don't fold 2 pair. Yep.
This is great because I think all of us have run into the spot where you think you may have the best hand, you're not sure, and then by the river you're not sure, but yeah.
There we go. All right.
Can we take one shot look at the flop
Yes.
again?
Yep.
Does he use sometimes bigger sizings on the flop? That's actually my main.
Okay, hold on.
Queen deuce 5.
Oh, we lost it. Okay, so there we go. Big blind calls. We got to put it back up. Queen, deuce, 5 of clubs. We check.
And if he goes for a bigger size, I mean, it's not using that quite
Right,
often.
but let's see. When he goes to the bigger size here.
And all I want to see here is, after we call,
Mm-hmm.
if we now have leads on the turn. That's all.
Oh, to the bigger size.
Yeah.
Okay. So we call this size. The turn comes the 8 of spades. We have a few.
Not really.
Not
Okay.
much.
That's
Oh,
all.
yeah. Okay. Last hand goes to Larry, I believe. Yes.
All right, and then tomorrow you want to look at bump ups?
Tomorrow, double board PLO bomb pots.
All right.
See you at
So
9:15, Larry. Or 11:15 your time. All right.
make sure Brian knows. I think he might be
Yep, he knew.
interested.
He knew.
All right,
By
I'll
the
be there.
way, will you record the session tomorrow?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay,
If you want.
great.
Yeah.
Yes,
No reason not
yes, that would be
Okay.
awesome.
Okay, here we go.
All right, we have ace jack.
And an extra big raise.
Extra big rage from a broken stack.
Yes.
Interesting. I think we go either way here. I don't think I care too much. The question becomes, does he have a fold range if we 3-bet?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he does, and I think he is likely to just stick it in on his.
He has folded in this session. He has had 6 opportunities to fold to 3-bet, and he's folded 5 times.
All right, well, that changes everything.
That changes everything, doesn't it?
All right, so then it becomes an interesting pot odd situation here
Right.
where I don't think we can go larger than 15.
Yeah.
So I think if we go 20 and he
We go to the
shoves,
size
we're
we want to.
pot
Yeah, at the point when
mode.
we go to that size, we just shove.
Yeah, so I guess 15.
Right. Or shove.
Yeah, you
You're-
can shove it, put it
Yeah,
stick it in his
legal.
face.
Legal. So I called it.
All right,
All right. Oh, well.
we check.
Check. He bets half pot.
We can call with a club,
Mm-hmm.
1 bet, yeah.
Yeah, he's not very, when we pick up a club on the turn, he is not very deep for the pot odds. That's unfortunate. So that.
No, yeah, I guess the implied odds are different here. You're right.
Implied
We don't
odds are-
have
yeah.
really implied odds. We have less.
Yeah. Because he's bloated, he's short stacked and he's bloated the pot.
Yeah.
We have ace and jack odds. We have ace and jack odds.
Okay.
So now
So we're gonna check, see what he does.
yep, we check. He checks behind.
Right, this is interesting.
So we have the we just win outs.
Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna value bet. He's gonna have some ace queen, ace king in his fucked up RFI size, but
Yep, he is.
so what? So I think our value bet. What are we trying to get called by here? I think sometimes there's a 9 in this range, right? So I think we bet like 10 to 15, 10 to 12. I think 12.
Okay. So all of that makes sense. The one thing I want to consider though is his check on the turn. So he opens, maybe just range bets. When he has a 9, does he check the 9 back? Do we think?
Maybe not.
When he has a pocket pair, does he check back? So it almost seems like he has, sort of, ace high garbage, ace high things and nothing. It doesn't, when he checks this back, I think he's kind of giving up.
Right? Yeah, okay. I think when he was checking back, I think he was because he's got some level of showdown.
Okay. So like he started with 7-9 and now he got his 9.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know what a 4.5 RFI
Yeah.
range is, but I mean, I think it's my gut tells me it's like ace king actually sometimes. But here I'm giving him some level of showdown that doesn't need to bluff on
Right.
turn.
Right.
It could be a wrong read. He could be just
Yeah.
done with the hand.
Yeah.
But you know
In
what?
game,
I mean,
go on.
if we use a bigger size and we get called, I'm not into using small exploitative sizes often with top pair here
Mhm.
because the math tells us that if we get called with a bigger size, we don't have to get called that much more often
Right.
to be more profitable.
Yeah. I think in game, I would look at this and go, I have an ace now. This is great. I'm going to bet. But when I look at it now, I don't see enough smaller than ace target pairs. So what I see is I see other aces, of which I beat. Let's putting him on the button. Let's give him ace 5 and up. Let's give him ace 4 and up. I beat the 4, the 5, the 7, the 10. I lose to the 6, probably not the 8, because I think the 8 bets again. 6, mostly 8. Not the 9. He doesn't have that. 10, Jack, split, Queen, King, all of which believe it. So he has more that I lose to than I hit. So I almost want to check call here and allow the bluffs now that I look at it now deeply. And you want to bet, and you want to bet about 12. Let's see what I did in game. I expect I bet. No, I checked. I do not hate this check. And we got the bet that I wanted. Yay.
All right. Well played.
And we call. And we win or we lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Yay. I love this.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also like the check call more than
See, I think
leading.
I was thinking that he would barrel again with air here. I mean, this is a high frequency bluff hand here on turn.
Yep.
With king high, but he just gave up. And then
He
he
gave up.
decided to not give up.
Yeah, he didn't pick up his heart to go with it. I have, I called him, so I have, various 7, 8, 8, 9, 6, 7 kinds of hands that I would have called with. Ace 8 kinds of hands, things like that. So yeah, I like this river play a lot, and I like the result of it, of course.
Well
But I
done.
like the play. Okay, great.
All right, tomorrow at 11:15 my time, 9:15 your time, right?
Perfect.
All right, I'll be there.